Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. And we do it live every weekday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at auntiederek.com. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and today is Thursday, July 30th. I almost didn't know which day it was, honey. You know, these days starting to just blend in together. But anyway, with me on the mic, I have some fabulous co hosts. We're going to start with my icy chili. Hello, Boo.
Hello there.
Hello there. And next we have my gorgeous moon. Hey, boo.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning indeed. And also, shout out to my listeners holding it down in the chat as always. You know, we cannot do this show without your input. Well, y'all, we got us some good tea to discuss as always. So let's go ahead and dive right in.
Tea time.
Yes. And the latest Tootsie Roll news. You know, he can't stay. That Tootsie Roll can't stay out the news, honey. Well, his release date has been moved up by 30 days. And you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ. Diddy's prison release date moved up again despite recent fight. So let's get into it. Prison can't even hold Diddy down because it looks like his release date has been moved up again. The music producer and rapper will see the outside of his jail cell even quicker than anticipated because his new release date is January 24th, 2028, according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons website. This is a month earlier than his previously expected release date of February 23rd, 2028. As TMZ previously told us, the February date came after an unexpected April 2028 release, which has been moved up from June 2028. It's unclear why his release date has been bumped up several times. Remember, he was sentenced to 50 months in prison after his conviction on two prostitution charges back in October 2025. The positive change comes after Diddy was tossed in solitary confinement at FCI Fort Dixon, New Jersey, because he got into a scuffle with another inmate. It's unclear how long he'd been kept there, and we're told he held his own during the brawl. Mm-mm. They're getting closer and closer, honey. Closer than close.
I don't
Mm.
know why he keeps getting, yeah, it's probably something, somebody somewhere is hooking him up because why they keep reducing his days no matter what. That's weird.
Right. Who wants him out of prison? Because at this rate, he'll be out next month.
Hello. And to be honest, y'all probably don't think I got on this tin hat, but I think it's the president. I think it is President Trump that has because even though we have heard reports that the White House has no plans of giving Diddy any type of pardon, but we have heard also that at the end of the day, ultimately the choice is up to the president. So, and he has proven to not we can't trust what he says at face value, right? So, because who else has that kind of that I'm aware of don't have that kind of really power to be, dipping and dabbling in. I really think it's the president that's behind this. I can't prove it other than a gut feeling, but yeah. And who quiet as kept need his ass where Diddy is. Both of them just need to be cellmates if you really want to wake it up. But that's that on that, girl. This next story, I- honey, Tory Lanez, honey, girl. You all should see where it says here by way of all hip hop. It's an exclusive. California says Tory Lanez's $100 million stabbing lawsuit is bogus and cannot be filed under federal law. So let's get into it. Yeah, okay. Tory Lanez better be ready because the California prison system is fighting back against his $100 million stabbing lawsuit. California's Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation filed a motion to dismiss his federal complaint on July 29th, arguing federal courts have no power over a state agency. The lawsuit grew out of a violent attack on Tory Lanez that took place on May 12th of 2025 inside a Tahapachi prison. I hope that's how you say that. Anyway, as all hip hop's original reporting on the stabbing detailed, a fellow prisoner named Santino Casio approached Peterson with a shank he fashioned inside California Correctional Institution. Tory Lanez absorbed 16 stab wounds from the assault spread across his torso, back, head, and face. He suffered two collapsed lungs, was airlifted to a hospital in Bakersville, and spent time on a ventilator before stabilizing. Speaking from behind bars In his first broadcast interview with NBC News, Lane said the experience has taken a serious mental toll. Truthfully, I've done my best to keep my head above water, but mentally, I've gone through trauma that I sometimes even struggle with, he said. Casio had been incarcerated since 2004 on life term convictions for second degree murder and first degree attempted murder against a pregnant teenage victim. He'd also accumulated an assault charge inside prison in 2008 and a weapons manufacturing conviction in 2018. Tory Lane's attorney argued that management deliberately placed them together despite knowing Casio's full history and Peterson's elevated risk as a celebrity inmate. The lawsuit also faults guards for responding too slowly and skipping available tools like smoke bombs and or flash grenades. Lane's legal team set damages at roughly $1 million per wound, plus $10 million for permanent facial scarring. The filing adds that prison staff took Peterson's handwritten songbooks full of unreleased material after the attack and never gave them back. Court documents obtained by All Hip Hop show CDCR pressing two separate legal theories to exit the case permanently without amendment. CDCR contends that states aren't and can't be held liable under that federal civil rights law. The state also argues 11th Amendment immunity shields the agency from every claim Tory Lanez brought, regardless of whether it arises under state or federal law. Tory Lanez entered prison after a Los Angeles jury convicted him of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the feet in July 2020. Tory Lanez was found guilty in December 2022 on 3 felonies, including assault with a semi-automatic firearm, and sentenced to 10 years the following August. Both the California Court of Appeals and the state Supreme Court have rejected his efforts to overturn those convictions. So just like my gorgeous moon said, aha, motherfucker.
Well, they can't let that go through because every inmate under the sun would be trying to sue. That ain't gonna happen.
Yep. And I just find it real odd, him trying to argue, oh, this is taking a toll on my mental health. And what you think Megan went through when you shot at her feet
Okay,
and told her to dance?
okay, okay.
Baby, you can't even
Now we
pay
supposed
me
to
to
feel
out.
pity for you? Oh,
Hello? Can't even pay me to feel sympathy for his fucking ass. Good evening. Well, that is that on that, honey. Speaking of bogus lawsuits, Tony Busby. Jay-Z is coming for his next deal. And you all see I've just shared another article by way of All Hip Hop. And it says Jay-Z looks to clobber lawyer Tony Busby with latest legal win. So let's get into it. Jay-Z is escalating his legal offense against attorney Tony Busby by asking a federal judge to allow a third amended complaint that accuses Busby and attorney David Fortney of deceiving both a former client and the court, adding a claim under New York Judiciary Law Section 487 that could dramatically raise the stakes in the long-running dispute. The proposed amendment, filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, alleges Busby orchestrated a campaign of deception after learning he would not be admitted to practice before the court handling the underlying lawsuit against the hip hop mogul. If the court grants the request, Jay-Z's lawsuit would expand to include allegations that Busby and Fortney intentionally misled a party during active litigation, conduct prohibited under Section 487 of New York's judiciary law. According to the proposed complaint, the alleged misconduct occurred after U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres directed Busby to submit proof of his admission to practice in the Southern District of New York. Jay-Z's legal team alleges that once Busby learned his admission application had been denied, he sent Fortney to meet with Jane Doe, the plaintiff in the now dismissed civil lawsuit accusing Jay-Z of sexual assault. The proposed complaint alleges Fortney falsely told Doe that Jay-Z had threatened her life and that pursuing the lawsuit had become too dangerous. Jay-Z's attorney argued those statements were knowingly false and designed to persuade Doe to voluntarily dismiss the case for reasons unrelated to any safety concern. Instead, Carter's attorneys contend the real objective was to avoid further scrutiny over what they describe as a fraudulently filed lawsuit in a court where Busby allegedly lacked authority to practice. The filing states that the alleged deception deprived Jay-Z of the opportunity to fully clear his name in the underlying litigation while leaving accusations of child sexual assault on the public docket. The new claim invokes New York Judiciary Law Section 487 a rarely used statute allowing civil claims against attorneys accused of intentionally deceiving a court or litigants. If successful, damages awarded under the statute may be tripled. Jay Z's attorneys also argue that the alleged deceit caused substantial reputational, personal, and business harm by forcing him to defend against allegations they maintain were false. All Hip Hop has closely followed the dispute from its earliest stages, including Jay Z's denial of the allegations. This also includes the dismissal of the underlying lawsuit, the subsequent California litigation between Carter and Busby, and the federal action now pending in New York. We will now watch whether Judge Dale E. Ho permits the third amended complaint. Busby is expected to oppose the amendment and could move to dismiss the newly added Section 487 claim if it is allowed. Even so, one issue could prove especially significant: discovery. The Southern District of New York does not automatically halt discovery. Any request to pause evidence gathering generally requires court approval. If discovery proceeds, Jay Z legal team could seek emails, text messages, internal communications, and deposition testimony related to the alleged meeting with Doe, Busby's admission status in SDNY, and the decision to dismiss the underlying lawsuit. Those materials could also become important in Jay Z's separate California appeal should that litigation ultimately move forward. I know there was a lot of information, honey, but yeah. So long story short, Jay Z is not playing, and we've actually heard this before. Jay Z has claimed this before that David Fortney took that dough and said, "Oh, girl, you might need to drop this, honey, because look, girl, your life is in danger. Molly, you in danger, girl." Whole time, Jay Z won't even. He was over there at home, trying out his Basquiat wig. So that's that on that, honey. I will certainly follow, and shout out to all hip hop because they most certainly have been following this from the beginning because that's how I was getting a lot of my information. So that is that on that. Girl, what we got next? Oprah. Let's talk about Oprah, honey, how she closing her school in South Africa. And you all should see, I have just shared here by way of TMZ. Oprah to close South African school after nearly 2 decades. So let's get into why. Oprah Winfrey's girls' school in South Africa she opened nearly 2 decades ago will be closing in 2027 and transitioning its operation to local officials, she announced. Moving forward, the media mogul will instead focus on a scholarship program for girls at the boarding school, currently called the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy of Girls, she said in a statement Wednesday. The plan is to expand reach to more young girls across South Africa. The school will end its current operations at the end of 2027, according to the announcement, and South Africa's Gauteng Department of Education will take over. Oprah's rep tells TMZ the girls who are unable to finish their schooling at the academy will go to other top tier schools with their tuition paid for in total by Miss Winfrey through their graduation. Oprah opened the school in 2007, and more than 1,000 girls have graduated since. Oprah said in a statement, the dream was never simply to build a school. It was to invest in the limitless potential of young women. That mission doesn't end with one campus. It continues in every girl whose future can be transformed through education. Okay. So that's that on that. And it looks like at least after the school will be closing, the girls who didn't get a chance to graduate, they will then go to a top tier school with their tuition completely covered by Oprah. So yeah, good for that. I got nothing else to add. All right. Well, this next story, shout out to Gorgeous Moon for bringing this to my attention because it was Clarissa Shield was just in a radio interview with a very popular radio host by the name of Miss Shanika, and Miss Shanika pretty much asked Clarissa a question that pretty much everybody had on their mind. But what was surprising is Clarissa's answer. So I'm going to share my screen, and we have the Jasmine brand. Mm. But they were able to clip this interview, and let's see what it says. Let me refresh.
Question, because I didn't been here before. Like real question, because I didn't been here before. How much longer are you willing to be in a relationship with somebody's husband? Because at the end of the day, that's what people are looking at.
Well, pause.
Okay.
Pause, because that's not somebody's husband.
Okay.
Papoose filed for divorce. Y'all hate to say that word, but it's the word that's out there.
Okay.
He filed for divorce because he's serious about me. So
Okay.
I'm not with somebody's husband.
Okay.
And if you're gonna call him her husband, make sure you call her his wife, and also hold her accountable for what she's doing in her life because she has a man who she's big about. So don't make it seem like it's just one sided. I'm not with somebody's husband. I'm with the man who filed for divorce, who's serious about me, who has done things for me that I've done for him. So that's not what it is. They say that because they want that to be the narrative, but that's not it. People go through divorces and breakups more than anything in the world. That's why it's such a big talk.
Oh, we know.
Oh, I just got divorced.
I'm in one right now.
But divorces take time.
Yes, it does.
And he's going through the processes. He's been through the courts. It is what it is.
Clarissa, I went through that.
Like,
Real question, because I didn't.
Yeah, so there you have it. She was like, listen, that man, y'all don't want to put the word divorce out there, but he filed for divorce, and I'm with a divorced man. I'm not with somebody's husband. I mean, one could argue that the divorce has not been finalized. But one important thing that she did say, and she is absolutely right to say this, like she's out, if you're gonna sit there and make it a two-way conversation, because Remy, we actually we were on this show. We talked about Remy was the one, she had the cheating allegations first. And she was cheating with Easy E, the block, Easy the block captain. Not Easy E, but Easy the block captain. So
Right. I mean, that's the truth. And I hate when people say that. You act like like it's a mistress thing. These two people are separated. They just ain't paid the thing to get divorced. But in all intents and purposes, they broke up. And people always love to say that, like, oh, well, they married. Okay, well, you act like they're going home to each other every night or something. Let's be fucking for real.
and I was kind of surprised that, Miss Shanika, somebody who just went through a divorce, that question was, I mean, even though, yes, we all had that, a lot of us had that question at the top of our mind, but it's like, I feel like she could have,
I
uh,
didn't.
oh,
Because it's, clearly Papoose and Remy are not together. And Remy came out with her nigga first. And so him with Clarissa, why is everybody pressing her? Like these two people ain't completely separated and don't fuck with each other.
yep.
Oh, now all y'all want to get technical, be technical. Well, they're still technically married. Oh, now you want to be technical. How fucking convenient.
Well, so clearly, whatever Clarissa is, she's happy, and that's that.
Yeah, I guess he'll get his divorce when he get his divorce. But he clearly with her. And Remy clearly with the nigga she with. So moving on. I don't care about the niggas no damn way. I don't know why people stressing it so damn hard all the time.
We
Don't
don't
Clarissa?
care.
Yeah, she should be talking about her boxing. She should be y'all should be talking to her about her boxing career.
He could be married, divorced, separated, situation. We don't care. Leave that girl alone.
Yeah, really. And I've even said on this show before, like, when she clocked how, like, the way a lot of gay men be talking about her and her looks and stuff, it does teeter the line of misogyny. Like, I've seen it with my own eyes. Like, I'm like, ooh, you said that to a woman and think that's okay? Oh wow. So
Well, now on the flip side of that, I think she invites a lot of that on from her side. You know, when
yeah,
you get on these internets and I'm this and I'm that, and my waist is so tiny, and people are gonna respond to that. So you get what you get. I mean,
touche. Yep,
that's how the internets work, right?
yep. You absolutely right, and this is why, like myself, and then I believe a lot of us in this room do the same thing. We are very mindful of what we're putting out on these internet streets, honey.
Definitely. If you don't want, any blowback, then you don't put nothing out there that will cause that. But when you out here, showboating and talking cash shit and how you look and I'm this and I'm that and the other, people are definitely gonna take you on, and everybody ain't gonna be nice about it. And that's just the nature of the internet. The trolls be
Mhm.
looking for that mess, you know, even if it's not justified. You're going to get that. So I don't feel no kind of way about that.
Yeah. Do y'all remember the comedian who sued her and Papoose, Gerald Houston? We've talked about it on the show here before, but he went up there and kept calling her Serena Williams because that's what he does in his content. He goes up calling celebrities the wrong name or whatever.
Uh huh.
And a lot of celebrities who have watched him before, they know what he does, but some people get offended by that. She was certainly offended, and then Papoose allegedly threw a book at him or something like that. Well, I brought that up because Gerald Houston has actually been shot over the weekend. Nothing to do with one of his pranks, but he said like he was trying to break up a fight or something at the mall, and a 16-year-old actually pulled the trigger based off of what I was reading. I hope that's the story. I'm just going by with what I saw. And then a lot of people are questioning the validity of that story because he's saying that he made a choice to not um press charges against this young man because he didn't want to see a black boy being locked up. But the problem is that this happened in Texas. And a lot of people who know Texas law was like, well, hold up now. It doesn't really sound like you have a choice in that matter. You didn't want to press charges, but he's still having charges pressed against him. So I will follow to see if I have any more information. But he was shot and he's recovering.
Yeah,
So
you ain't got nothing to do with that. If they can find the person that shot you, doesn't matter, what you want. Because that's a crime. I mean,
mhm.
you know, I understand the sentiment, but yeah, Texas don't play that.
Yep.
Actually, no state does. Yeah, just because you don't want to. I mean, even like in domestic violence, some depending on the state though. But like, if they get arrested for beating you down or whatever, and then you say I don't want to press charges, the DA can most certainly press charges if they want to,
Mhm.
if they want to take it up.
Especially in New Jersey. Remember, we talked about that before when Melania got arrested. I immediately knew what it was. I was like, oh, it was a family dispute. She probably done got a little rough with somebody in her family and they arrest because baby, once police are called and they come out to their house, somebody going to jail. Somebody, they don't care. Jail take your grandma to jail, honey. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because they got tired of coming out, and then the woman or the man will say, "No, I don't want to press charges." Yeah, they don't do that no more. They got tired of that bullshit.
Hmm. Well, that's that on that. I watched to see if Clarissa addressed this anymore. I'm sure she's gonna go in another interview and somebody gonna ask her a shady question like that as well. But I'm sure and keep handling like this girl. That was I loved her answer. So well, that's that on that. Was it Monday? Maybe it was the last week, but one of these days we talked about Young Thug buying a new mansion in Miami, and he closed the
Yeah,
mansion like in cash,
yeah.
$5 million. Baby, he said that's all cap. He said,
Oh,
"You see, yes, girl. You see where it says here by way of hot new hip hop, Young Thug calls cap on new $5 million mansion."
What?
Hmm.
Well, it
he
did
said
sound
somebody out
funny.
here put them lives out on him. He said, please don't have nobody trying to come rob me. Mm-mm, I ain't
Right?
got it. I ain't got it,
Okay.
boss.
Bitch. I mean, 5 million cash. That. Hey, I wasn't doubting it though. If you got it like that, but yeah.
But this says, Young Thug is speaking out after reports suggest that he bought a lavish $5 million home in Cooper City, Florida. It's a home that reportedly includes a ton of amenities, including 7 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms, a game room, and a resort style pool, and a guest house. The 6,000 square foot mansion is just outside of Fort Lauderdale. The property is also 2 acres, which is a sizable amount of room for other structures. The real deal were the ones who published the news originally. As you can see from the photos and the videos of the place, it is a gorgeous mansion. However, there's just one problem. Young Thug says this is all cap. On Twitter, he wrote, "Cap, LOL, I wish," as Double XL shared the real deal's report on their channels. One has to wonder how this report came to be in the first place. Perhaps the information is correct, but Young Thug would prefer to stay low key. At this time, there's no explanation of how the report got out there. Meanwhile, fans are interested to hear what Young Thug's next musical evolution will be. I'm actually gonna stop right there because it talks about that latest album, Ooey Scuddy, that was heavily criticized because it didn't meet up to expectations. Don't nobody care about that. So,
Um, yeah, if he did, I'm sure he'd be like, "Hey, keep these people out of my business. They rob people." Like I don't need nobody knowing that.
mhm. Well, Young Thug, if
Yeah.
they reported this, they lied on you, then whoop de doo. I still can't get over it. He talking about some niggas going to jail. Whoop de doo. What do you mean whoop de doo? I'm not trying to go to jail. Nor am I trying to be on probation for 15 years, but that's another story. Well, that's that on that, honey. Now, if we see his ass out in Miami a lot, then we gonna know who's capping. So maybe he did buy a house. Maybe he's saying what's cap is the amount of money that he spent on it. I don't know, but mm, I follow with my nose and ass.
We
Uh,
don't care. Okay.
Look, let that man be. He said, "I don't need them to know where I'm at." People come through and rob niggas. Like, y'all gotta quit telling everybody business. Shit. It's dangerous out here.
Mhm. Well, honey, let's talk about Patrick Mahomes Sr.
Oh, must we? Oh.
Yes, girl, because he's now I actually believe what he's saying because as somebody who is a lifelong sufferer of eczema,
Hmm.
so you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ, Patrick Mahomes' dad shows judge injury photos and plea to remove alcohol ankle monitor. So Patrick Mahomes Sr. Excuse me, Patrick Mahomes Jr.'s dad, Patrick Sr., is begging for permission to stop wearing his alcohol monitoring bracelet due to severe health issues it is causing him, TMZ has learned. According to court docs obtained by TMZ, Patrick Sr. claims the monitor caused him significant skin irritations on his ankle. He asked his probation officer if he could remove the monitor, claiming the cream he got to treat the issue was also not helping. The probation officer requested that Patrick Sr. submit to a voluntary hair follicle test and a blood test, which he did on July 1st and July 2nd. The results came back as negative. In the filing, the probation officer notes that he personally observed Patrick Sr.'s ankle being swollen, and the bracelet could not move at all. Patrick Sr. had the ankle bracelet moved to his other ankle, but it caused the same problems. Patrick Sr. asked the court to allow him to have an in home portable alcohol monitor instead of wearing the bracelet. Per his doctor's note, Patrick Sr. was suffering damage due to the shackle. As TMZ previously reported, Patrick Sr. is currently on probation for his 2024 felony DUI case. Docs note the NFL star's dad has completed all terms of his sentence, including community service, fines, and other requirements. So yeah, I mean, I personally don't have a because they were able to do alternatives. They tested his blood and his hair follicles, and they both came back negative. And he brought proof saying, "Look, this shit is irritating my damn ankle." Both of them, and they have so trigger warning if your stomach easily turns, don't just look away for about a couple of seconds. But yeah, you can look at that. And this is exactly what my ankle will look like, after a eczema irritation and stuff.
Oh,
And this
that's
happened.
nasty.
Mhm.
It looks
That's
like
why I
it's
said I
so
believe him. I
tight.
believe every word.
Yeah. Look like it's so tight. Like why?
So,
It must
I
be
mean, they
um,
said
different.
it swole up, so
Well, it must be different from a regular ankle monitor in some way. It's monitoring if he, drinks and somehow, and it has to
so
be
it
close
comes
to
out as
the skin.
pores. Right.
Yeah, somehow. I'm not sure what kind of ankle monitor would do that, but it looks obviously tighter than what we normally see as an ankle monitor. Yeah, that's raggedy.
Yeah.
and
If it's
baby,
causing him health issues, they should take it off.
yep. And y'all remember I've told y'all the story about how even when I was a teenager going to like a bunch of dermatologists and they kept prescribing creams for my eczema that did not work. And what did work when I finally saw that black doctor? Hey, Dr. Pitt. Her name Dr. Venus Pitts out of North Carolina, honey. She single-handedly made my eczema go away in like 3 days, honey. So, well, not go away, suppress my eczema in like 3 days. But yeah, so we wish him well, honey. And I know his ass want to scratch the shit out of it until it bleeds, honey. Baby, I've been there. Well, that is that on that. This next story, shout out to Chili for bringing this to my attention because when we read about Mia Biemini, it was just the language in the article made us assume that her son actually fatally shot her. But no, it wasn't fatal. She was shot, but it wasn't fatal. And you all should see I've just shared here by way of TMZ. Mia Bienemy out of ICU after shooting, doing great. Andy Reid says. So that's really good to hear.
Oh wait, she's still alive?
She's still alive. Yep. I knew I wasn't crazy. I'm like, well, wait, I thought, but I went back and read the article, and the article did not say that she was killed. We just assumed that she was.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm glad because I did see a video where they were carrying her, like, I think somebody, police or somebody picked her up and was carrying her away from the thing. Um, it was crazy, but oh, thank God she's alive. She didn't die. Ooh, Lord.
Thank God. And thank God she's doing great after all that. I hate she had to go through it, but woo, honey. Well, Chiefs training camp opened with devastating news that Mia Bienemy, wife of Chiefs coach Eric Bieniemy, was shot. So everyone breathed a collective sigh of relief when Andy Reid delivered a positive health update on Wednesday, reporting that the coach's wife was on the mend. Update on Mia Bienemy, she's doing great. The three-time Super Bowl winning coach said from the podium in Missouri. Reed added, she's doing better and great from where she was, out of the ICU unit and making progress. Mia, who's 57, was shot multiple times Sunday night at the family's home in Ashburn, Virginia. The couple's 27-year-old son, Elijah Bienemy, was arrested and charged with the shooting. He's currently being held without bond. Despite Mia's progress and a positive prognosis, Big Red told reporters that the Chiefs' offensive coordinator was still on the East Coast caring for his wife. While there's no hard date for a return, Reed says he expects Eric to be back soon enough. Most importantly, Mia seems to be on the long road to recovery. And we wish you well on that journey to recovery, girl. Now, again, I hate you even had to go through this shit in the first place. And that
So,
conversation,
From a
like,
motherfucker that you done pushed out your body?
mhm.
Absolutely not.
I'm so glad she's still alive.
Me too. Because I thought, oh, that's so horrible. Ugh.
That husband would have been devastated because with him being away and this happening to his wife. Oh my God.
yes.
Maybe this person will finally get some help and be locked up.
Yeah.
Mhm. Listen and melt the key, honey. Look, I'm of the mind that if you can shoot your own mama, baby, ain't nobody, everybody's fair game after that. For
Okay.
real. Mm-mm.
That means there's no one or nothing that would stop you from doing whatever.
Hmm. Well, that is that on that. What we got next? Oh, Le'Veon Bell. We talked about him quite a bit and how he was locked up. I think the last time he was locked up was due to unpaid child support. Well, he's out. And you all should see, I have just shared here by way of TMZ. Le'Veon Bell celebrates jail release. We fucking free, is what he says. So I'm gonna just play like the 20 something second clip, and then there's a
Hmm.
little section I wanted to read, and then we'll go from there, child. So let me share my screen.
We free. We are.
Fucking corny ass shit.
Hey, I ain't never coming back to this. King County.
Don't say that.
County, I'm done with y'all. Y'all never see me again ever again in your life. I promise you won't.
Don't make like Moon said, don't say that. Don't make promises you can't keep.
Yeah, you better pay your child support. Nigga, you wouldn't even have to go if you would just paid your child support. I hate that corny ass shit. Niggas be corny as fuck. If you would have just did what you're supposed to do, none of this shit would have been happening. Oh well. Fucking
Yep.
cornball.
A cornball indeed. And this cornball Bell had been locked up since July 19th after he was tracked down at an autograph signing in Canton, Ohio. He spent more than a week in the Stark County Jail as he awaited extradition to Michigan, where the Attorney General has his child support case. And as TMZ previously reported, Bell allegedly owes more than $50,000 in payments, and his attorney told us they're working on getting them changed to reflect his current income. not his hefty NFL salary. No update on that just yet, but Bell's clearly celebrating the victory of getting out.
Well, the nigga should have did that when he knew. You should have did that a long time ago. Sorry ass motherfuckers. You just right like y'all don't take care of y'all business. Y'all okay? Mm-mm.
Hmm.
You know you wasn't in the NBA no more. You know you ain't getting no NBA money. You should have been to somebody's courthouse saying, "Hey, can we get this reduced? I don't make that money no more." No,
Hmm.
but you dumb motherfuckers be like, "Well, I just ain't gonna pay it."
Listen, if you need advice, honey, you better contact Anthony. What's his name? Anthony Edwards. If you really want to know how to, because baby, after that, he was literally paying that girl $5,000 a month for that child. But she was like, I want more. Y'all need to look at his lucrative deal he just signed. They looked at it and they was like, well, girl, we looked at it. So now it looks like you only gonna get 3,000 some odd a month. And she is livid. She is pissed. So hey.
Yeah. Ugh, and Anthony Edwards with his raggedy ass too. Ugh, child. Ugh,
He
yuck.
ragged it, but he at least he was upfront. He was like, "Look, I don't want to take care of no baby here, girl. He about one point
Now
something
that
million
is
dollars."
you right. That is the one thing that he do. He tell these hoes up front. I don't want that kid. I don't want it. I don't want to do it. And they still go through with it. So I mean, it ain't like he lied about it. He did tell the truth, but
Very upfront.
he is raggedy for constantly having sex with people with no condom on the baby mama that he married. That shit is so weird. Oh, child, I guess.
Mm, mm, yeah.
I digress.
Child. Well, this next story, honey. Remember yesterday we learned of somebody by the name of Anthony Smith, who was a UFC fighter, and he was arrested for for domestic violence. That's all we knew at the time. And
Hmm.
then somebody in the comments said he looks like a January 6th.
Shut up. Well, I
Well,
mean,
girl, we got more information, honey, and it is not good. So
he a
trigger
January
warning.
6th.
Yeah, trigger warning, y'all, because it is this motherfucker is batshit crazy. And
Hmm.
y'all should see where it says here by way of TMZ. Anthony Smith threatened to kill wife, tried to hit her with car, prosecutors claim. So let's get into it.
Were we surprised? Hmm.
A little bit. I was a little surprised, especially
He
like him
looked
trying to.
crazy.
He do, but like the hitting with the car and shit, like nigga, what is you doing?
Mm. Well, he
Well,
looked like
Anthony
he do it.
Well, Anthony Smith allegedly threatened to kill his wife, forced her into his car, and later tried to run her over with it after a heated argument at a Nebraska bar, according to prosecutors. The Sarpy County Attorney's Office detailed the claims hours after the 38-year-old former UFC star went before a judge, and the allegations are explosive. It all started when Smith, who was released on a $500,000 bond, he only had to put up 10%. On Wednesday, he allegedly got into an altercation at a Gretna Northeast bar, or no, that's not Gretna Northeast, Gretna Nebraska bar on July 26th. Prosecutors say Lionheart threatened to kill his wife Michaela if she didn't go home with him. Anthony then allegedly grabbed and pushed her inside the car. Michaela, according to officials, was able to temporarily escape during the drive home, but Smith demanded she get back in the car. Once they arrived at their house, she again exited, prompting Smith to allegedly attempt to strike her multiple times with the vehicle. Anthony's wife was not physically harmed. An arrest warrant was issued the next day, and Smith turned himself in hours later. The former light heavyweight title contender spent nearly 2 days in the county jail before he was released Wednesday afternoon. Smith was ordered to steer clear of his wife, no contact allowed at all. The ex UFC fighter is facing 3 felonies, which could carry up to a 26-year prison sentence if convicted. Smith has not yet addressed the allegations. And this article, unlike yesterday's article, they actually did put a picture of Michaela in this one. So let me share my screen. And this is Miss Michaela and his crazy ass. Oh, girl.
Yeah, he look. And I don't put nothing past them UFC fighters. They are already hella violent. I mean, the profession is violent as fuck. So alcohol involved, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, wasn't that the head of the UFC? Wasn't he? Is Dana White? Didn't he smack the shit out of his wife, honey, in public? And everybody like,
Probably.
oh, you're such a great guy.
Well, probably.
Yep, it was at a bowling alley. I remember that like it was yesterday. Well,
That's just crazy to me.
hmm what do y'all say? What the hey? You better get somewhere to beat your meat. See, I was trying to put your hands on some damn bad.
Mm.
Well, this next story I have is sad. Well, we just talked about Carly Simon revealing that she had Parkinson's, and now sports ball legend, a Packers legend, is revealing his Parkinson's diagnosis as well. And
Who?
Amon Green.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
And y'all can
Wow.
see where it says here by way of TMZ, Packers legend Amon Green reveals he has Parkinson's.
Jeez.
Yep. Well, let's get
Damn.
into it. Former Green Bay Packers star Amon Green just revealed some devastating health news. He has Parkinson's. The Packers' all-time leading rusher opened up about the diagnosis on the Go Long with Tyler Doon podcast, revealing he got the official early onset Parkinson's diagnosis back in January 2025 after dealing with symptoms for years. Green, who's 49, kept mostly private at first, only telling family and close friends. But he's now obviously decided to go public. Amon described some of the early warning signs he experienced, saying his feet would twitch while he was asleep, and he knew something wasn't right. I knew something was going on long before the official diagnosis, he said. Green says as a result of the condition, his short term memory is trash. The former football star says he has trouble remembering names. The former Pro Bowl running back who racked up a franchise record 8,322 rushing yards in Green Bay, plus stints with the Seahawks and Texans, says he's not going to let the disease take over his life. I got the reins, Amon said. I'm in control. I'm not going to let this control me. Green isn't the first Packer star to be diagnosed with Parkinson's over the last few years. His legendary quarterback, Brett Favre, mm, revealed he has a progressive brain disorder in late 2024. Mm, to hell with a Brett
Oh
Favre.
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, fuck Brett Favre. Oh well.
Mm,
How old is this guy?
only 49.
49.
Jesus.
It be young, man. It be this shit out here is devastatingly crazy.
Yeah, who was Michael J. Fox? He was like young, like super young when he first found out about his.
Well, yeah, he was.
He was what in his 30s?
Mm-hmm. What it had to be because I remember learning about what this in the mid '90s when this broke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Damn, Auntie Derek been reading. I was reading celebrity news at 10 years old, honey.
You know what? Well, I mean, you true to this. You ain't new to this. It
Yeah,
is what it is.
yes, honey. Well, speaking of being true to something and not new to something, honey, Karen Civil, y'all know her, right? She has had some
Oh,
whispers about
Karen
her.
Civil.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Haitian queen out
Uh-huh.
here. Okay, what she done did now?
And it was some allegations. She was doing some things with Max B's account. She was supposed to be doing. And you all should see. I have just shared here by way of all hip hop. Max B fires Karen Civil, but she says the story isn't that simple. So let's get into it, honey. Max B is finally free, back in the music business, but now he's dealing with a different kind of drama. This time it has to do with Karen Civil. Max stunned fans when he announced that Civil was no longer part of his team. I did not know she was managing him at all. According to Max, the split happened more than a month ago. Karen Civil is no longer part of my team. Ms. Civil was effectively terminated on June 28th. For all business inquiries and matters moving forward, please contact Brian or Jao directly. Karen Civil acknowledged the separation, but painted a much different picture of how things ended. Rather than focusing on being fired, she discussed what she accomplished during Max B's return to spotlight. From supporting your return home to securing GQ, helping position the business for its partnership with Defiant Records, and bringing this chapter to the BET award stage, Karen Silver's work is not complete. We are proud of everything we built together and wish you and your new team continued success. Then social media got in on it. I will not get into the blood and guts, but you know they were not nice. Max defended her from accusations of stealing from him. It seems this revolves around social media. Later, Max claimed Karen Civil had hacked his Instagram account. That is not so simple either. Hack means she did not have permission or the password. Civil shot down the allegation. Max's IG page was not hacked, she wrote, explaining that the Always Civil team, her company, had merely closed out the back end access, relationships, and connections tied to that work. This means we built that account. Now we're keeping it. To provide clarity, Always Civil has concluded operating any new business with or for Max B since the BET Awards. Certainly Max B social certain Max B social properties still will remain under the direction of Karen Civil, wishing him the best moving forward. That statement suggests her company still controls or manages some of Max's digital assets, at least for the time being. Max is not having it. I'm not sure why you're trying to save face, but the reality is you've done a lot that led me to letting you go. So getting on social media and acting like you've done all these great things for me is simply not true. Leave me out of your narrative, keep my name out of your mouth, and move on. At this point, nobody has explained what actually caused the breakup. There have been accusations, rebuttals, and conflicting versions of events, but very few specifics. One thing is clear though, what looked like a routine business announcement has evolved into a very public dispute over credit, control, and who gets to tell the story of Max B's comeback. We will see if this ends here or if she gives him the keys to the car. LOL. There's nothing here that some money can't fix. Mm-mm.
Well, I'm glad she wasn't stealing money. Okay, this is
It's
just more
time.
boop, oop, boop, 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 business debate. Uh,
Mm-mm.
yeah, that's why I was like, oh, didn't that happen before? But it ain't that she's stealing money. Huh? Okay. Well, that's good.
'Cause baby,
You
look,
hate to see
Karen
it.
been through if you've been on them Twitter streets for a while, you done
Oh
seen.
yeah. hmm
Mhm.
I mean, oh yeah, she's a PR master now. Let's not act like she's not. That response she gave was definitely a PR standard statement.
Yep.
But they didn't fell out. He mad with her. They didn't fell out. She's like, well, bitch, I still control this shit. This is my property. Blah blah blah. I mean, you've seen it before.
Mm-mm.
God bless.
Well, first of all, Simone Biles, why the hell was you out there at Taylor Swift's wedding? Let's start there. But while she was out there at that wedding, like if you was beefing with them at that wedding, you should have kept it at the wedding. Why bring it to somebody else's club? That's sad. Let me stop. But, Simone Biles is alleging that Avril Lavigne, y'all, we know who Avril Lavigne is, right? The Canadian singer. She said Avril Lavigne done stole her damn shades, honey. And you all should see where it says here by way of New York Daily News. Simone Biles says Avril Lavigne stole my sunglasses at Taylor Swift's Madison Square Garden wedding.
Girl, you know what? I like Simone for a lot of things, but I need her to get back to time because I don't like her as a celebrity personality. She kind of is ruining it for me.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
Go
be
back to
completely honest.
gymnastics.
Same for me. She ruined it for me too, honey. When she started like defending that problematic husband of hers, I was like, okay, girl, I know what you
Well,
are. No
that's
shade.
I could have seen that. Well, I mean, she married him, so yeah, I could see that. But this celebrity little situation, she kind of making herself look a little crazy. I'm just saying.
You
I'm
do, but
like,
I do believe that there was some truth in this white Canadian girl stealing. Because you
oh,
know,
why you think, God, you thought that? Well, you know what? They do be stealing. But, girl, okay. And what? You got money to buy some new ones. Goodbye.
well, let me go beat her ass real quick before I go buy some. Let me start.
Well, she should have did it. We should have been talking about damn Simone Biles yanked up Avril Lavigne for stealing her glasses instead of she on here just weird. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, Olympian Simone Biles says pop star Avril Lavigne stole her sunglasses at Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's raffle-filled Madison Square Garden wedding earlier this month. The seven-time Olympic gold medalist, who's 29, spoke at the Faces of Fitness Festival Sunday when she was asked to share gossip from the July 3 nuptials, attended by an estimated 1,000 plus guests. Avril Lavigne stole my sunglasses, said the star gymnast, according to a TikTok making the rounds, adding that she's DM'd the 41-year-old skaterboard crooner to ask for those YSLs back. But I don't think she's just seen it yet, Bao said about the message. In addition to all the star power, the wedding reportedly involved raffle giveaways, including a 1970s Chevrolet Chevelle and a Chanel purse and Cartier watches. In the days leading up to this weekend's festival, where Biles discussed mental health in sports, she shared a photo of herself grinning in a hospital gown and shower cap on her husband Jonathan Owen's 31st birthday. His birthday, but he takes me to get my procedure, she captioned on the image, which showed the Indianapolis Colt safety smiling in the background. It's unclear exactly what procedure Biles had to undergo, but it came less than 2 months after almost dying in early June. Biles at the time shared with followers that while she preferred to opt for privacy, the incident was if not the scariest experiences of her life, especially since Jonathan was in Indy for practices. I'm just gonna go ahead and end it there. Yeah,
Well,
but
if she ain't gonna tell us what happened, why she keep bringing it up? Cause girl, we want to know why you almost died. What happened?
and to be honest, and the fact that we haven't heard anything about it, I think it has something to do with them breast implants.
Might be, might be. Well,
But
they
Africa,
haven't talked about it getting taken out. Hmm.
yup. And you know what? I have to say, if you're gonna steal a pair of shades, at least make them YSL or Prada, or make them a Chanel.
Well, yeah, I mean,
At least she ain't steal no Five Below type shades, man. She stole the good shit.
well, this star studded. She better steal some. If somebody has some Five Below in there, we know something.
Avril Lavigne, you got the opportunity to do the funniest thing, girl. Just post a little Instagram selfie with them shades on. Be like, aren't these shades cute? They're so cute. Ooh.
And they nice too.
I mean, shit, we know they be stealing because Winona Ryder got busted. We know they got kleptos in there too. Celebrity
Girl,
kleptos.
get that girl her stuff back, Avra.
Hmm.
And you know, Avril, I don't know. She ain't making no. Is she making money these days?
I Now that's a good question because I don't. They still out here talking about they think Avril Lavigne is a clone. That's not the real her. They've been saying
Oh
that girl was
shit.
cloned
They
over
ain't
a
no
decade.
goddamn clones. God damn. We had this
Well,
discussion. Hold on, let me pull up Avril Lavigne. Let me see.
I
Is
don't
she
know
making money or she broke?
if she making new music. I haven't seen her name nowhere when I
Mm-mm.
look up new music, so I don't know what she's doing.
Oh, she has a net worth of $60 million, so she not broke.
Well, that's probably why she's kicking back.
Oh, she does touring still. She does songwriting, passive revenue.
there you
That's
go.
background. Yeah,
Business and fashion success from her past fashion line, Abby Dawn, various celebrity fragrances.
but you still need to
Mm.
give Simone her eyeglasses back.
You could have just asked where she got them from. Girl, you got enough money to get your own.
She said, "I don't want that. I want those, the ones that Simone was wearing. Give me those." Because I think it didn't want no like talk about it. Say it was almost like the thrill of taking stuff that doesn't belong to them. It's like this trust people like that. Because of Auntie's clip, she'll have to give back the sunglasses. Well, that is that on that, honey. This is actually just a little bit of an update from the stories that we talked about yesterday concerning Jared Leto. We learned that there were girls that came out, and we said we learned that there was a total of 10 girls who have publicly accused him of sexual misconduct. It's probably more because, like I said, I've been reading for a while. Jared Ben Leto. But now the Los Angeles Police Department wanted to put their 2 cents in. And it's like, well, what do you think this is going to do? Because do you think a lot of these cases are reported? But the TMZ reports that Jared Leto's sexual assault allegation not reported to Las Vegas police. And this just starts. Las Vegas police say they have no sexual assault reports involving Jared Leto following a new BBC documentary featuring a woman who alleges the actor assaulted her in the city when she was 17. A spokesperson for the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department tells TMZ there have been no sexual assault reports filed against this individual in LVMPD's jurisdiction. In the Vegas allegation, a woman claims Leto sexually assaulted her inside a motel bathroom after they met at a local store in 2002. As TMZ reported, 4 women accused Leto of sexual assault or threatening sexual assault when they were teenagers. The claim include the claims include an alleged encounter with a 17-year-old in California, an alleged threat against a 19-year-old in London, and accusations that he groomed a girl through sexually explicit phone calls beginning when she was 16. The BBC investigation details allegations tied to Vegas, California, and London between 2002 and 2016. We've reached out to the Los Angeles Police Department, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, and London's Metropolitan Police to ask whether any reports have been filed or investigations open involving Leto. And so far, no word back. Leto denies ever sexually assaulting anyone, previously telling TMZ, I have never sexually assaulted anyone in my entire life. These claims are absolutely and categorically false. And it's like, come on now, like we know it's too many studies out here that let us know that a lot of these sexual misconduct cases do go unreported, especially to the fucking police, who tends to protect the perpetrator, right? So this did nothing for me. And you know what, TMZ, this is why people out here saying fuck TMZ now because of y'all shady ass reporting. So that is that on that, child. And what we got next? This article here, honey. So Mason Gooden, y'all know Cuba Gooden Jr.'s son. I actually happen to be a big fan. I became a fan when he was in the Scream movies. Well, he out here talking about his daddy, honey. Pretty much said his daddy, Cuba Gooden Jr., was a fly by night dad, honey. And you all should see where it says here by way of Yahoo Entertainment that they're telling this story by way of Entertainment Weekly.
Don't
And
he
it
look
says,
like it in that picture?
to be honest. Honey, and this is another one, honey. If you've been reading celebrity news for a while, baby, you don't saw some things about Mr. Cuba, Cuba Jr. Cuba been good or not good, depending on who you ask. But this starts for a Cuba Gooding Jr. son, Mason Gooden, growing up the son of an Oscar winner was not easy. My father was an actor and grandfather was a singer. I have probably a stronger relationship and understanding based on who they were publicly than who they were privately. Mason, the 29-year-old star of 2022 Scream and the show Love Victor, said Tuesday on the Wild Men podcast. He continued, it wasn't until I was older that they could, not my grandfather, Cuba Sr., who died in 2017, God rest his soul, but like my dad would have been able to articulate like a lot of the lessons I learned as a kid. Because when you're a parent who's an actor and you're gone for so long, then you come back, you try to like, the word would be like speed parent. Because you come in for a week and you're like, why is that broken? Why are you failing in school? Why are you fighting? The younger Gooding said that as a child, he was unsure of how to approach his famous father, whose movie Jerry Maguire was released just weeks after Mason was born, for which Cuba won the 1997 Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. At the time, I didn't really understand that relationship, Mason said, because I was like, you're so positive and charismatic in these interviews, and then when you come home, it's a different guy. And I didn't get that correlation or lack thereof. Gooding said there are people who come up to me on set and ask a very polite version of, how do I not fuck up my child? His answer is always the same. You recognize, I would hope one would recognize their public persona as being capable of being consumed by their child the same way an audience does. While he wouldn't advise someone to act inauthentic, that word is gonna kick my ass, inauthentically, whatever. He to act fake, he would like for them to be thoughtful. It's just understanding that the dissonance between who I get at home and who you are on camera will actually be a factor in how I parse out our relationship moving forward, he said. Mason is the son of Gooding Jr. and his ex wife, Sarah Kapfer, who welcomed three children before splitting after 20 years in 2014. They also share son Spencer, who's 31, and daughter Piper, who's 20. The Boys in the Hood star praised his offspring as real good kids. Entertainment Weekly has reached out to reps for Gooding Jr. And then they have where you can read the original article on Entertainment Weekly in here. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And to be completely honest, I think when it comes to like people like John David Washington, he's actually kind of said something similar in a very different
Mhm.
way.
Mhm.
And this is why you kind of always see him in interviews mostly praising his mom, Pauletta, and really saying, oh, yeah, Denzel's, yeah, he's my dad. But have you heard about my mom, Pauletta? Let me tell you about her.
Mhm.
Hmm. So that's that on that. Like I said, I like Mason, but from what I've seen in interviews and what I've read about him, he seems pretty stand up. And I hope we keep it that way. Mason, don't do nothing that's, what am I saying? Straight men always do something to disappoint us. So it's that you can't help it. It's in their blood.
Mhm.
Well, that is that on that, honey. Speaking of another relationship, honey, another dad, Charlie Sheen. Let's talk about him. And you all should see I have just shared here by way of Radar Online, and it's an exclusive. Charlie Sheen ordered to pay ex-wife Brooke Mueller $500,000 for their children after legal battle. Well, Charlie Sheen agreed to pay $500,000 in back child support to former wife Brooke Mueller for their 17-year-old twins Bob and Max Sheen, according to a recent court filing Radar Online can reveal. The Two and a Half Men alum, who's 60, struck the deal last month, agreeing to pay half the funds by July 10th and the remainder by September 1st. The legal document divulges the arrangement came to pass after Charlie considered the risk of litigation and cost thereof and decided to settle rather than be subjected to the uncertainties associated with the litigation process. The pricey deal ended the support dispute between the former Flames that spanned from March 1st, 2011 to July 1st, 2026. It also reportedly specifies that in the future, each party is responsible for the financial support of the boys while in their care. The twins' primary residence is with their father, but the exes share physical custody. Charlie, who was TV's highest paid actor when he pocketed a reported $1.8 million per episode of the CBS series before being fired in 2011 amid his erratic behavior, was also told to pony up $60,000 for Brooks' attorney's fees. His December, in December, Brooke, who's 48, had filed a motion alleging Charlie was a deadbeat dad who owed her nearly $9 million in unpaid support, plus more than $6 million in accrued interest and $25,000 in legal fees. She claimed the platoon star was ordered to provide her $55,000 per month beginning in April 2010, but alleged by July 11th, he was failing to fully comply. The now sober parents, who were wed from 2008 to 2011, have a history of substance abuse and rehab stints. Brooke was arrested in 2021 after a binge in Texas where $42,000 was lifted from her bank account during a drug fueled haze, sources said. She received 2 years probation after pleading guilty to possession of amphetamine, and sources say the incident scared her straight. In 2023, Brooks rep Steve Honig says she is truly rising like a phoenix from the ashes of a troubled past. Brooke has devoted herself to being the best person and parent she can be. Okay. Can you imagine, honey? Like, okay, they had a child support fight from 2011 until this freaking year. Do y'all know how much life I have lived through then? How much life those children have lived through then? But what stuck out to me was that the kids were under his custody, according to this article.
Right. That did catch me. I was like, wait, he was the primary custody, but he's paying child support to her. I'm confused how that worked, but I hear him. He said, "Look, let me just pay her this money so we can just wrap this up."
Because I ain't trying to do no litigation of the uncertainties of it,
After
and you are
damn near
absolutely right.
15 years. After, shit.
Mhm. Good Lord. Well, that's that on that, honey. And, he paid it already. He paid the first half on the 1st of this month, and we'll pay the remainder on September 1st. Well, that's that on that. So I have a couple of stories about Sean Duffy, the man who was discovered to be an alleged pedophile and unfortunately killed his wife in the process, and the wife did like a Netflix trend about it.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
so remember we heard about his ex-wife who spoke out, and now Sarah, the wife who was killed, her ex-husband is now speaking out.
Mm.
And you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ, Sarah Gilson ex-husband shares chilling details of son's escape before mother's death. So let's get into it. Influencer Sarah Gilson's ex-husband says their young son narrowly escaped the terrifying violence that claimed his mother's life, telling TMZ the child never witnessed the fatal shooting but did hear the gunfire as he ran for help. Lyle Landers, who shares two children with Sarah, tell TMZ there has been a lot of misinformation circulating since Sarah's death, and he wants to make one thing clear. Their son did not see his mother after she was shot. According to Lyle, his son was in another room playing games on his computer when he heard a commotion. He walked into the entryway and saw Sarah and Jeremiah Sean Duffy in the kitchen where Sean was allegedly holding a gun. Lyle says Sean told the boy, "You need to leave." And Sarah, realizing how serious the situation had become, instructed him to run and call 911. Lyle tells us the frightened child ran to a neighbor's house, but no one answered the door. He says his son then headed towards the home of a state trooper who lived several houses away. However, while running, he heard a gunshot behind him and decided to keep going. The boy eventually reached another neighbor's home about a block away and called his father. Lau says the phone call scared him to death. He recalls his son, he recalls asking his son where he was after learning he was safe at a neighbor's house. Lau told him not to return home because he had no idea what had happened. Lau says he lived only about 4 miles away, and during the drive to Sarah's house, he desperately hoped the situation hadn't ended in the way it ultimately did, saying, "I was praying maybe he just committed suicide in front of her to torture her. I never thought it would go to this extent." Lau says he and Sarah remained extremely close despite their divorce and shared custody in an unusual flexible arrangement. As a full time firefighter, he says the children often moved back and forth between their homes depending on his work schedule, and he and Sarah spoke nearly every day. In the 6 weeks leading up to her death, Lau says Sarah repeatedly expressed fears about Sean, telling him she no longer trusted him and worried he might go off on the deep end. According to Lau, Sarah's concerns became so serious that she suggested something she had never proposed before. He says she told him, "I think the kids should live with you full time," because she recognized what she believed Sean was capable of. As TMZ previously reported, Gilson and Duffy were found dead from the gunshot wounds inside her Oklahoma home on July 23rd in what cops say appeared to be a murder suicide. TMZ obtained dispatch audio from the night of the shooting, with the dispatcher reporting a woman could be heard screaming and crying before a loud bang. Less than 2 weeks before her death, Gilson posted a TikTok calling her soon to be ex husband a pedophile, adding, "I wish I was joking." And then this ends with, "If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org." Child, that son, like my heart just goes out to that young man. I just cannot imagine what was going through his fucking mind when he was running down these people's houses to his neighbor houses trying to get help and then hearing a gunshot. My God. So, but this is interesting to know, a good piece of good perspective. Well, I wouldn't say good perspective, but a different perspective in knowing that he was a thing. We all know, if you know anything about firefighters, you know they most certainly do have a schedule where a lot of times they're away from home. And for her to say, "I think the kids should come and live with you," like that, and it probably didn't register him at the time. Like, why would she say this like this? So that's that on that, honey. That's that. Well, thank you, Lyle, for sharing that information. And the other piece of information, so let's talk about the kids, honey. Let's talk about all them kids. who say that they're the dead Sean Duffy. He don't even deserve a fucking funeral. Fuck him. And you all should see where it says here, also by way of TMZ, Jeremiah Sean Duffy's children don't believe he deserves a funeral. So let's get into it. The ex-wife of Jeremiah Sean Duffy, who was accused of fatally shooting Sarah Gilson before taking his own life, says there will be no funeral for him, telling TMZ his own children decided he didn't deserve one. Stephanie Ramsey tells TMZ under Oklahoma law, Sean's children were considered his next of kin and were responsible for making decisions after his death. Revealing to TMZ, they ultimately chose not to hold a funeral due to his actions, including his child sexual abuse allegations. Instead, Stephanie tells TMZ Sean will be cremated and his ashes will be placed in a family plot at a funeral home. Stephanie also says Sean repeatedly threatened suicide throughout their marriage and claims he often warned he would take me out with him. According to Stephanie, she believes his mindset was if he couldn't have her, nobody else could. She also wanted to set the record straight on one aspect of their relationship that's been widely reported incorrectly. Stephanie tells TMZ she was just 17 years old when she married Sean after the two began dating when she was 15 and he was 20, adding that since it was a small town, it didn't seem weird at the time, but definitely interesting given his recent allegations. Stephanie says she now has sole custody of the five children she shared with Sean, who range in age from 15 to 25. Sarah Gilson's ex-husband, Landers, also tells us he now has sole custody of the two children he shared with Sarah, who are ages 13 and 14. As TMZ previously reported, officers found Jeremiah and Sarah dead with apparent gunshot wounds to the head, and investigators say the death appeared to be a murder-suicide. Girl, I know that's right, kids. Fuck that. Fuck him. And shit, don't even put the damn ashes in the family plot. Put that shit in the fucking dumpster. Shit. The hell with him. Mm-mm. Well, that is that on that. Hi, Slayanka. Welcome. And what we got next, honey? Oh, this story here, honey. Do y'all remember hearing about Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman? I mean, they have the most probably iconic relationship out in Hollywood.
Oh yeah,
And
wow, what's up?
they
What
remember
happened?
they separated after 9 years. Excuse me, 9 years ago. They separated. When were they separated? Well, honey, they still are married. Like after
Oh, I wouldn't
9
be
years of separation.
surprised. Yeah.
Baby, this is old school for real. Like, ain't nobody got time for no divorce, and you got time for that paperwork. You know what it is, and I know what it is. But you all should see where it says here by way of E Online. Danny DeVito reveals where he and ex Rhea Perlman stand after 9 years of separation. So, it's always sunny for Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman, even after their separation. 9 years after the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia star and the Cheers alum broke up, he admitted that despite their new chapter, they have no plans to legally end their marriage. After all, they not only talk to each other every day, they what the, they other also gather meals together. Who is writing it? Y'all don't use a spell check in these motherfuckers. Good lord. Anyway, girl, we're always over at her house, DeVito, dad to Lucy, who's 43, and Grace, who's 41, and Jacob, 38, with Perlman, told AARP, the magazine, in an interview published July 29th. We see the grandchildren together, that kind of stuff. As the comedian emphasized, that's a good relationship. After all, though their relationship has evolved, their status as a tight family unit has not. No matter what happens in your life, the most important thing is having family and friends, he emphasized. Reliable people in our lives who we can talk to, who we can open up to, who we can rely on to be there. I'm very fortunate. I'm just gonna end it there because that's pretty much the story. They
Oh yeah.
he Yep, after 9 years ago, because I remember when they announced their separation, I was gagged. I was like, "Oh hell
No, they
no!"
were together longer than 9 years. What was it?
No, they've been separated for 9 years. They've been
Yeah.
together since I was in the freaking 90s.
Hell, I think the 80s. Shit. I don't know.
Because if I remember correctly, it was shortly after Batman Returns came out. Remember when he famously played the Penguin in that movie?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and I think they met on the set of Matilda. Or hold on, let me see. When did Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman?
In 82. 82. They dated for 10 years. They met in 1971
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
they got married in 82. I was like, wait, no, they was married in the 80s. I had always known them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then them playing in Matilda together, that was like a big thing because they played Matilda's parents. And
Mhm.
oh yeah, they're a real husband and wife. Yeah.
Hey y'all, hey.
Hey,
Hey.
I
yeah,
was
so, oh,
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna no quickly. I was gonna add that I know they had met way earlier than Matilda because they've been in a couple of things together for a long time, and Matilda was kind of like even a long time after. So yeah, they've been doing this for a long time. I mean, they've claimed a bit. They think they dated for 10 years and then they married for 9, but they were kind. I think they were on and off for a while. I know because my mom used to like them, so she always used to talk about them back in the day. She loved them as a couple and as actors, so I just found it to be funny.
Same here. I'm just like your mom, honey. I love them both as actors and as a couple.
Yeah, and here it says they moved in together after 2 weeks of meeting each other. 2 weeks after meeting in 1971. Hmm.
You know what that mean, honey? He was knocking it down out of the frame, honey.
But
The way his little round frame was probably putting her through the mattress back then.
What? They
but
always
yeah,
say what
and
they're
he
saying.
81 now too. Shit.
They say good things come in small packages. Just what they say.
Look, honey. And
And
look, and
actually,
actually, oh, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say I'm not like a faithful watcher of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but I have seen a few episodes, and he's still funny. Like he's still funny and charming. So hey,
He's hilarious. And I'm sad that he's 89 because that just means that we're closer to losing a lot of our legends. So that makes me sad.
mhm.
81.
I feel better.
Yep,
Just a little bit. He's a little bit younger than that. And
them
she's
8 years make a difference
78.
for me.
Well, yeah, it do. It can. A lot. um, but yeah, no, I'm like, they done been together so long, they moved in, they after 2 weeks of meeting, shit, they said, well, now we just need our own space, okay? We still together, but you just going over there and I go over here. I think that's beautiful. They
Hmm.
straight.
Y'all
I'm
remember that
sure.
iconic line in Matilda? Honey, you chose bucks. I chose looks.
Why you remember
Oh,
everything? You are so crazy.
man, the way I don't, that, honey, it was a point in my life when we had that movie on VHS. I probably watched it every single day. I love me some damn Matilda. Well, that is that on that. This next story is for Happy, a fan of the show The Valley. Remember, we've actually talked about on this show Jax Taylor and his, I guess, soon to be ex wife, Brittany, and how we learned that he was canoodling with that longtime publicist. Well, now his attorneys are actually accusing Brittany of delaying the divorce. And y'all should see where it says here by way of TMZ, Jax Taylor's lawyer accused Brittany Cartwright of delaying divorce. Well, let's get into it. Jax Taylor's lawyer is accusing Brittany Cartwright of holding up their divorce by failing to provide documents needed to resolve the case, TMZ has learned. Vincent Kaplan tells TMZ Jax wants the divorce finalized and behind him as soon as possible, but feels Brittany is making that impossible and hoping he fails. Kaplan claims Brittany has not turned over documents she is obligated to provide, making it impossible for the former couple to resolve outstanding property and financial issues. He says the two sides recently attended a settlement conference with Jackson's team showing up prepared to resolve everything. However, Kaplan claims they learned when Brittany arrived that she did not have the necessary documents, leaving the parties unable to make progress. Kaplan called the conference a waste and says Jax is doing great despite the ongoing divorce battle. He added Jackson's attempts to bring the case to a conclusion are like attempting to describe the sound of one hand clapping, given what he described as a lack of responsiveness from Britney's side. Kaplan says he hopes Britney will come forward and work to conclude the matter, which he says is in everyone's best interest. Meanwhile, a source close to Britney tells TMZ the suggestion she is responsible for delaying the divorce is simply not true, saying she has participated in the progress in good faith and remains committed to reaching a fair resolution, especially for their son. The Britney source claims the case has been delayed by Jackson's two rehab stints and numerous unresolved financial issues. We're told Britney plans to address those matters in court rather than through the media, while focusing on protecting Cruz, resolving the divorce fairly, and moving forward with her life. As TMZ first reported, Jax and Lori Krebs were seen getting cozy during his birthday trip to Puerto Vallarta after also being spotted together at a Florida restaurant in May. Britney later fired Lori, who had been her publicist for more than a decade. Britney filed for divorce from Jax in August 2024, citing irreconcilable differences and listing January 24th, 2024 as their official date of separation. She had publicly announced their split months earlier on their When Reality Hits podcast. The former couple reached a finalized child custody and support agreement in March 2026 involving their son Cruz, which included specific alcohol and drug restrictions for Jax. Mm-mm. I know that's right, Brittany. Brittany said we're gonna address this in court, not through the media, because you know you already with that. You've been in that publicist pussy for so long, honey. You forgot that we can see a fucking PR statement when we see one. So that is that on that, honey.
Yeah, well, and her these features are very strong. I don't know. Her eyebrows are really scaring me.
Ah, oh, well, that's that on that, honey. Do y'all remember that porn star Drake that we were talking about, Drake Vaughn, who we talked about, and
Oh, the
then
white guy.
the white guy. Then we learned about, the details of his accusations that a lot of people in the room was like, wait a minute, girls. He's in the girls. But
Mm,
honey, he out here acting up again, child. And this time not in Vegas, this time in LA.
What is
And
Ed doing now?
child, you should see where it says here by way of TMZ, porn star Drake Vaughn arrested for possessing toxic substance in LA. So let's get into it.
He
Drake
need
Vaughn
therapy.
Drake Vaughn, an award-winning gay porn star, can't seem to stay out of the clink because he was busted for possessing a toxic substance in Los Angeles, continuing a string of arrests. Vaughn, whose real name is Dawson Bacon, was busted Tuesday and booked in the LAPD Van Nuys jail for misdemeanor possession of a substance similar to toluene, a colorless liquid that is highly toxic when inhaled and causes dizziness. Records show Vaughn was released Wednesday on his own recognizance. The LAPD tells TMZ cops received a call for two males using narcotics on the street Tuesday night, and when officers arrived on the scene, they took Vaughn into custody but did not arrest the second person. As TMZ told us, Vaughn has had several run ins with the law recently. In June, he was arrested in Las Vegas and charged with trying to strangle his partner. That same month, he was busted for driving under the influence. As for his career, Vaughn's been doing gay porn since he turned 18 and was nominated for 8 awards at the 2024 Gay VN Awards, which honors work in the gay porn industry. He won awards for Favorite Twink and Favorite Cock. Vaughn and his identical twin brother Silas also created their own OnlyFans account, the Baconator Twins. We've reached out to Vaughn for comment on his latest arrest. So far, no word back. Mm-mm. Child,
Something going on. He need rehab. He need therapy. Something going on because he finna kill himself.
yep, I agree. I agree. He seems like a very violent person who likes to be under the influence of something. Now, I'm not familiar with Halloween. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah. Shit, you got me.
But honey, once you start getting into like liquids and stuff that's supposed, because you might as well just take some LSD or some acid at that point. Shit, I don't.
It sounds safer.
Yeah. So that is that on that. So to answer your question, Chill, that's what his crazy ass is doing. And I found it. So he must have been like real obvious and egregious with it. Like Let me sniff it up, sniff it up my nose, honey, because they arrested him, but not the other person, and the police called the police on both of them. So, mm-mm.
That's crazy. Mm.
Child. Well, speaking of another adult film star, we just learned about this girl yesterday. With her family finally winning that $3 million settlement in that rehab. So her mom has shared more news. That she is slowly recovering, which is good to hear. And you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ, porn star Emily Willis slowly recovering after catastrophic brain damage. So this begins. Emily Willis's family has reached a massive settlement with the Malibu rehab facility where she suffered catastrophic brain damage, but TMZ has learned she's slowly recovering. Emily's mother, Yesenia Cooper, tells TMZ Emily is not verbal but can communicate with her eyes and by shaking her head. She understands about 80% of what's going on. However, her mom tells us she is improving, getting better day by day, and still fighting to live the best life possible. As TMZ reported, Cooper sued Malibu Lighthouse Treatment in 2024, claiming the facility failed to properly care for Emily while she was being treated for ketamine addiction at Summit Malibu earlier that year. This week, they reached a $3 million settlement. The defendants denied wrongdoing and did not admit liability. We're told Emily is still learning to walk again and needs help being fed, but she is finally able to sleep on her own and has gotten back to watching movies and shows she enjoys. As for her life now, her mom tells TMZ after undergoing more than 10 surgeries, Emily is currently in Mexico working with top tier therapists, and the family is hoping to travel to Spain so she can undergo new neurological brain related procedures designed to stimulate the symptoms that control speech, communication, and movement. Before her cardiac arrest and subsequent 30 to 40 minutes without oxygen, Emily was one of the adult industry's biggest stars and won Performer of the Year at the 2021 AVN Awards. She later transitioned into mainstream acting, appearing in the sci-fi film Divinity. So yeah, good to hear that she's recovering, and hopefully, but based off of what we read yesterday, honey, they were. I could have sworn it said like they don't expect her to
Right.
get
You
any better.
can't, yeah, you can't fully recover from that.
Yeah, because she lost so much oxygen to the brain.
And they don't know CPR over there? Like, how y'all having a whole facility of people that is coming off of recovery and nope, and people don't know how to do CPR properly? I'm confused. That's
I
not
think
good.
they find her. They found her unconscious. So depending on how long she laid there, and not that they didn't know CPR is when did she get CPR?
Yep, because I think when we
Oh yeah.
read it yesterday, that's how it went. I think they found her, and by that time, or they spent 30 to 40 minutes trying to do CPR on her. But by that time, she lost. I forget the wording, but by that
That's
time,
what I remember. They spent 30, 40 minutes doing CPR on her. I do remember you
Yeah,
saying
but
that.
I think she was found down already.
Yeah, that's
It
true. Yeah,
don't take but a
yeah.
few minutes before the damage, sets
Oh
in,
yeah.
lack of oxygen. So yeah,
That's unfortunate. That's a very unfortunate situation. That sucks.
yep. We wish her the best, truly, and her family. Got and now they making plans to go to Spain, for neurological surgeries and stuff like that. I truly wish her the best, for real.
yeah. I wonder why she went unconscious in the first place. Like, where was she at in her stage of recovery? She was in a rehab, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how closely she was being monitored. If she was that unstable, that she would go unconscious. Sounds
Mm-hmm.
like she was in a crisis at that time, and they definitely need more strenuous monitoring procedures
Mm-hmm.
at that point. I'm just spitballing here. I mean, I don't know.
Well, yeah, and I think maybe that's probably why they're getting sued because, well, nobody saw her for that amount of time. Like, what was going on? It does sound a little negligent, but I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Hmm. Well, that is that on that. If any new information about this comes out, I'll certainly update the group. And well, speaking of updates, honey, so we had just talked about Georgia, one of Georgia's like youngest mayors. They tried to take away all his like mayoral benefits and stuff like that because they accused him of what like inappropriate misappropriation of funds or something like that. Well, he's fighting back. That 22-year-old mayor. And you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ, Georgia City's 22-year-old mayor fighting back against spending habits probe. So let's get into it. The young Georgia mayor, stripped of his city perks while under investigation, is fighting back, saying he has nothing to hide and it's the city council, not him, who has broken the law, according to his lawyers. In a statement to TMZ, Joe Griggs and Robert Kenner, the attorneys for 22-year-old Stockbridge Mayor Jaden Williams, tell TMZ they welcome a fair, independent, and impartial review of the allegations that have been publicly raised by the city. The attorneys emphasized Mayor Williams has nothing to hide and remains committed to transparency, accountability, and the rule of law. As TMZ previously reported, Stockbridge lawmakers passed a resolution about 2 weeks ago restricting Williams' access to non public areas, his use of city vehicles, and his use of city funds through his city issued credit card. Williams was ordered to hand over his credit card and stop using cards owned by the city since the belief among the city council members is that he's abusing his power. But Williams' attorney say transparency is key in any independent investigation, and it should include a comprehensive audit of the financial actions and decisions of the entire city government, including the city council, and not limited solely to the mayor. The lawyers went on to say that the city council has taken actions that unlawfully interfere with the statutory authority of the duly elected mayor. They also said those actions are now the subject of pending litigation, and a hearing has been scheduled for the court to determine whether the council exceeded its legal authority by limiting the mayor's powers in violation of the city charter and Georgia law. The hearing is set for August 17th. I am actually very interested in how this trial is going to go. Because it's all now, if he's misappropriating funds, yes, get his ass out of here. But it's like, are these type
Georgia.
of enjoy like are these type of do y'all do these type of investigation and probes to all of the that y'all accuse, or is it just the black ones? So
I feel like, yeah.
he got the right lawyers. They said, listen, we welcome anything. And if y'all really want to wake it up, now is it just me? Is it me? Or does his attorney responses like say, I mean, we not denying, we did have a little fun with the money, but shit, look at the city council too. That's how I'm taking it, but I could be wrong.
I didn't take it like that, but you know how you are. You know you messy.
Well, yeah,
Your brain goes to straight mess immediately.
straight to this, honey.
I think they're saying like, no, like y'all up here trying to say we did this, but yeah, I just think I hope he didn't, because it might be a case of him being black and they mad that he won.
Hmm. Well, honey, look at how they treated Keisha Lance Bottoms, even though I mean she did have some allegations of some shady shit. However, and she did have there were whispers of her pretty much being uh blackface with white ideologies. But I mean, we didn't see like no type of investigations with any other political
Mm-mm.
figures in.
And she seems pretty blackety black to me, and seems like she's still working for the people because she's running for governor.
Hmm.
I don't know, and she seems to be in the lead. So the Negroes seem to. I feel like it's a campaign. I don't know. Well, when you got fucking Trump and these Trump people out here, they definitely try and um, take down black folks in power.
Yep.
I mean, because right now, the white folks is trying to get rid of the Congressional Black Caucus. The motherfuckers is trying to get rid of The white Republicans are trying to get rid of the Congressional Black Caucus. They're trying to get it dismantled.
Hmm.
For what? For why? From when? How long? How long has the Congressional Black Caucus been a thing? For all of a sudden, now y'all are trying to get rid of it. Just tell me you're racist. Like, just say, just get on the on the people's thing and say we hate niggas. We hate niggers. Go on and say it.
Mhm. Go on and say it. Now, I can't promise you won't get hit in your shit after that, but go on and say it. You need to be say it with your chest and stop the
Yes.
gaslighting. Well, that is that on that. So these next couple of stories are not about celebrities per se, but I am sure these people are local celebrities in their areas. Especially this shit right here, honey. We about to talk about a motherfucking pimp named Prince or
Oh
Sir
Lord.
Prince. Girl, and it's not good, y'all. You all should see I have just shared here by way of News 12. Brooklyn man sentenced for coordinating killing of rival pen track pimp in 2023. Girl. So, a Brooklyn man was sentenced for coordinating the killing of a rival pen track pimp in 2023, according to federal authorities. Amari Scott, who's 45 years old, also known as Prince and Sir Prince, will serve 50 years behind bars for the orchestrated murder of Cleveland Clay and the trafficking of two women at the open air market in East New York. Prosecutors say Scott recruited a third sex trafficker, Michael Simmons, to kill Clay after learning that one of his victims was going to work for the rival pimp. According to court documents, Scott lured victims in with false promises of love and money before gaining control over them and taking their earnings. Scott trafficked women at the Penn Track and in other locations in New York and New Jersey for years, using violence and physical threats to control the women. Prosecutors say when he felt that one of his victims was not performing, he said he was beating this bitch up tonight. Scott's control made his victims dependent on him for everyday necessities for themselves and their young children. Amari Scott was a predator of the worst kind, using violence and financial control to force victims into this work and even orchestrating the murder of a rival for, um, I've never seen this word before, encroaching on his business, said NYPD Commissioner Jessica S. Tisch.
You did good. That's exactly what the word is. Encroaching.
Thank you. The case involves two specific victims named Jane Doe 1 and Jane Doe 2. Prosecutors say it was Jane Doe 2 who Scott learned was planning to leave him to work for Clay. When Scott learned this news, he grabbed the victim, dragged her by her hair, and threw her into his car. He then tried to get the rival pimp to back down, and when he didn't, Scott sent Simmons to kill Clay and provided him with the gun to do so. Prosecutors say Simmons shot Clay on May 1st, 2023, at a White Castle parking lot on the Penn track. He died a few hours later. Scott was convicted of murder in the course of sex trafficking and sex trafficking Jane Doe 2 by a federal jury in June 2025. He has pled guilty to sex trafficking Jane Doe 1 and promoting prostitution before his trial, according to court documents. He was sentenced Wednesday. The defendant earned this lengthy sentence through a pattern of ruthless violence, exploitation of vulnerable women, and abuse, said Joseph Nokella Jr., United States Attorney for the East District of New York. His actions caused lasting harm to his victims and demonstrated a complete disregard for the law and for human dignity. Simmons is still awaiting his sentencing. He pled guilty to murder in the course of sex trafficking and the sex trafficking of Jane Doe 2 in January 2025. Child, I know there was a lot of information, but woo, that shit sounds straight out of a Tubi movie. My God. Oh my God. So he get these girls. He promises, oh yeah, come work for me, girl. I got you. I'll take care of it. But then the whole switch. I mean, this is pretty much like we hear this happens with a lot of pimps, like who, yeah, they tend to be very violent and taking all your money. Like, but my concern or my what pissed me off is the fact that he's making these girls and their young children dependent on him. Like well, that is that on that. And I have three more stories left. This next one, so a baby who was considered a miracle baby by the Pope. Pope Leo considered him a miracle baby, honey. He out here being arrested, child. And you should see where it says here, by way of TMZ, man whose birth was declared a miracle by Pope Leo arrested for double shooting. Mm-mm. Well, a Rhode Island man whose birth was formally declared a miracle by Pope Leo has been arrested in connection with the double shooting. Tyquan Johnson, who's 19, is accused of shooting two people. And when he was apprehended by the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force at a Virginia home Wednesday morning, the Newport Police Department announced. Um, Police say Johnson shot two people in Newport, Rhode Island on July 19th and fled to Virginia. The two people he allegedly shot suffered non life threatening injuries. A second person is wanted for questioning in connection with the shooting, but Newport police did not identify them. Johnson's arrest came about 1 year after Pope Leo declared his birth a miracle, the first ever in Rhode Island. Johnson was born premature at Memorial Hospital in Pawtucket in January 2007 and was not expected to survive due to a lack of oxygen, according to the Dicastery for the Causes of Saints. But with the help of prayer, Johnson made an incredible recovery without medical intervention and survived with no further health issues. The Vatican has not yet commented on the miracle baby's alleged crimes. Child, I'm sure the Vatican don't even remember this child, honey.
Look here. You could be a miracle, baby. Don't mean you a blessing to the world. Shit. The fuck?
Okay.
Shit. And that is a miracle that he survived as a preemie. And lack of oxygen, you like he probably brain damage too. So shit. What the fuck? And
Mhm.
he was a miracle to survive. I'm
Well,
sure Chill can attest to that. Would premature, lack of oxygen, made a full recovery.
talking about the power of prayer. Go on, girl. It was the power of science, honey. Stop that power of prayer. now, now, prayer is helpful. I don't want to, disregard it altogether, but like we gotta, because it gives people false hope, right? A terminal patient that's out here praying. Oh, am I not praying hard enough? Because I'm still, you know what I mean. We just gotta
Yeah.
watch. So that's that on that, hun. I'm sure he wished
Yeah.
that miracle would have been him not getting caught in Virginia. Like he
Yeah,
went from
right.
Rhode Island to Virginia, and they still caught him.
Look here. And yeah, leave Pope Leo out of this. Leo ain't got nothing to do. When the baby was born, it was a miracle. Shit, the hell?
Well, honey, our next story, our girl, honey, Lorna Hygini, the JP Morgan exec,
Oh shit, it's back.
is back, girl, with more allegations. And the accuser, he's standing by his statements.
He just keeps saying, "Well, and this happened too, and this happened too." What is
He's
going
going
on?
in, and I want everybody, all y'all, because even you other execs knew about the shit and y'all ain't do nothing about it. This is what he's alleging. But you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ. Ex JP Morgan banker fires back at former boss he accused of sexual harassment. So the ex JP Morgan banker accusing his boss of sexual abuse admit he pinned his claims on another employer online, but says he was only covering tracks out of fear. According to new court docs obtained by TMZ, the banker is pushing back on a claim form, a claim from Lorna Hygini, the JP Morgan exec he sued, that he visited an online legal advice site and accused a Morgan Stanley supervisor of similar misconduct involving drugging, sexual assault, and rape as part of an alleged scheme for personal gain. The banker admits he used the site and made the claims appear to involve Morgan Stanley, but insists he was actually describing his alleged experience with Hygini at JP Morgan and camouflaged the details because he feared retaliation. Hygini also previously alleged the banker lied about his father dying to take bereavement leave, and while he admits his biological father was alive, he denies there was anything improper about his time away from work. The banker isn't backing off. This is what he said, girl. He said, ain't nothing wrong with what I did. The banker isn't backing off his central allegations either, insisting his May 2025 internal complaint to JP Morgan detailed race and gender discrimination at what he calls a pattern of abhorrent sexual abuse by Hygini. As you know, the banker claims she forced him to participate in non consensual and humiliating sex acts. He says other individuals have submitted statements supporting his claims and takes a swipe at Hajini's charitable work, arguing good deeds don't mean she couldn't have sexually harassed or assaulted him. As TMZ previously reported, Hajini countersued the banker earlier this month for defamation and libel, accusing him of spinning a salacious narrative to destroy her reputation and squeeze millions from her and JP Morgan. She has denied all his allegations.
Baby, if you could lie and say your father's dead, and to take bereavement or something, and then go have the nerve to say, "Well, what I took my time off for was totally okay."
There was
Huh?
nothing inappropriate about that. Mm-mm.
You just lied about your daddy being dead, and if you can do that, I believe you're lying about this. I believe you are sticking with this so you can get a payday. I don't, because, honey, what?
Well, I'm here to tell you that my great grandmother died like 7 times 5 years after she was dead. So
Well, are you also accusing people of sexually assaulting you and suing them?
no, but I have lied
Okay.
about a dying family
Yes.
member. That's as far as
Well,
I could go, Mood. That's as far as I could
yeah.
go.
That's what I'm saying. Well, he didn't took it a step further. So him being able to lie about that and then turn around, I feel like he would lie about this too.
No, and I think like, and we need to be cool because I get the feeling, Bianca, that unfortunately, grandmother was already in heaven, at the time. So I think you
Hmm.
were using a date that was no, he lied on his very much alive father, saying that his father was dead for bereavement leave.
I
So
understand. It's not the same, but I just have lied about someone dying, and that's all I'm saying.
Well, she died
It's
multiple
easy.
times.
It's just not as hard to do so. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah,
is a kind of like an easy go to. I never said my mama died, and because
exactly.
I can't put that out in the world because that to me is weird. But
mhm.
I understand why people.
Point.
It's just such an easy one to go to. You know.
Yeah, but like you said, you couldn't put that on your mama. Look, your grandma had already passed, so you was just using grandma as a little leverage. You know what I'm
That's it.
saying?
And I'm not hateful and hurtful and a murderer and a rapist and all these other things either.
Mhm.
So there's that.
That part. Yep. And honey, my aunt who passed away in 2007, honey, you think I ain't been to her funeral several times, especially ever. Please.
Listen,
So anyone who has already gone off to glory, I have absolutely have used it. Now, I
Use
didn't use
them
it
for
for
leverage.
bereavement, but
yes. Let me tell you what I lied about. So I worked in Vegas and All Star Weekend was happening in Vegas. So I told my boss, like, hey, my great grandmother passed. I got to fly home, I think to New York because that's where she's going to be buried. And, I'm going to have to go to this funeral. Honey, tell me why I walked in my job All Star Weekend talking about, hey, y'all. It was too late.
ah,
She already approved my leave. So what was she going to do? She
I
just
know
looked at
that's
me like,
right.
girl, I know you fucking lie. And I was like, honey, Allen Iverson is right here. Like, I was going to be here and I had to tell you something. So that's what you got.
Okay, the only AI we acknowledge.
Period.
Well, you know what? Yes, honey. Let's just take a quick moment to talk about Allen Iverson, honey. One of the only men that will have a whole stud lesbian beating bitches up over him. I'm still gay.
Period.
Like, girl.
Look, she said it's about the
Yeah.
principalities of the matter. I may be a stud, but he mine right now, bitch. Hold up. Hold the fuck up.
And
He
truth be
mine.
told, he's kind of how can I say this? He's kind of like the model for studs, kind of. I would go as far as saying that because he fine as fuck. You know
Not
what I'm
saying
saying?
he's the blueprint. Oh my God, he's the blueprint.
Low key. You know what I'm saying? Low key.
Well, either him or Manny Fresh.
Ooh, wait. Oh shit. Shut up.
That is hilarious.
There's
You
pictures of
ain't
the studs that
lying.
do look like Manny Fresh.
You ain't lying.
I was gonna say, well, Manny Fresh, what you talking about? But then it clicked like, oh yeah, there's been so many studs that look like
You ain't lying.
Manny Fresh.
Them bitches love a short fro.
Okay.
Oh
We have
shit,
a
that
comment
was
in the chat
fucking
saying, "I will fuck
hilarious.
the hell out of AI." You know what, honey? I think most of us in this room will as well, to be
Yeah,
honest.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
ASAP.
especially in his heyday.
ASAP.
Yes.
No Rocky.
Yes.
You hear me? Cause damn, he was. He
I
listen. He was my crush. He was my actually my favorite basketball player before Kobe. Lord
We
have
are.
mercy. He's my favorite basketball player before Kobe. Kobe came right after AI.
Yeah, let me tell you, AI was fine. Look here,
Super,
yeah,
super
yeah,
fun.
and I get it. Yeah, he's mine,
Yeah, man, you had
and
him once,
so
but I got him all the
I'm gonna
time.
beat your ass because currently he mine. Now, when I relinquish this nigga, you can do whatever you want, but currently he's under my supervision, and I'm gonna beat
Period.
your ass. I feel
Period.
it. I
I
feel it.
loved him with a fro or with braids, and he was just fine.
Mhm.
He
Maybe
was
it's a
fine
Philly
back in the day.
thing. Maybe it's a Philly thing.
Is he from Philly
Hmm.
actually, or?
Hmm.
Oh.
Yes, he is. And I
Mhm.
like Philly niggas. I'm not gonna lie. Like they be fine. They be real aggressive, but they fine.
Mhm.
They be really,
And if
you
you don't
know
mind
who?
They
converting
be
Oh,
into
real
Islam, girl,
aggressive.
you'll live happily ever after. You just got to be Muslim.
who? Oh, cause Philly
And let
dudes,
them
yeah.
grow their beard.
Mhm.
A lot of them be Muslim.
A
What?
lot of that's
Yeah,
a
I
long
heard that's
story,
like
but yeah, I'll
A
say
Muslim
yes.
state, like a Muslim city. They heavy. That's what Mona told me. I ain't know that.
No, she's
Mona
absolutely
who?
right.
Don't call me white girl.
Yeah,
Uh,
don't call me white girl.
I
She
love
said it a few
Demona.
times.
I love Demona. I watched the Joe
Yes.
Budden podcast and I love Demona.
Oh yeah, I like her on her
Mona.
podcast better, but
Yeah, I like Mona on
but I
hers
like
too.
she getting her money, she getting her notoriety
Very
and
proud
stuff.
of her. Yes.
But
Yeah, and
I
she's
prefer her
aggressive
on
as
her
shit
own shit.
too with
Oh
her
yeah, she's
silly ass.
aggressive.
But
Oh
I
yeah.
love her.
And shout out to
No.
Mona because to this day, it's because of her. I say, her famous. I kind of like, look, I ain't scared to put his pussy out. Okay, I ain't scared to put his pussy out.
That is hilarious.
Very Mona. Very Mona.
Yes, I love Mona.
That's funny. I do. I don't like her over there with them niggas, but yeah, I mean, I'm like she getting her money, but
I like her over there because I feel like she be telling them to shut the fuck up. I mean, they tell her to shut the fuck up sometimes, but she be like, "No, shut the fuck up. I'm talking." So I love that.
yes, but I don't like them. So I
I
don't like
understand.
her over there.
I understand.
But
But yeah, Mona
so,
Gang. Well, it's
yeah, because
called
she do
Mona
need
Mob. Shout out to Butter Pecan because she the one that made up that
who's
Mona
Butter
Mob.
Pecan? Oh, she
Uh
on Twitter.
huh.
Mm,
Yeah, she came up with Mona Mob, and I thought that was the cutest thing. So we're part of Mona Mob.
yes, I'm
Yes,
here for it.
yeah, it's cute.
Hashtag Mona Mob.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Where,
is.
where our last story was picking up pulling his pussy out. BTS. That's probably, honey. That group is probably that's so much puss, honey. Listen,
Who?
I'm here for it. BTS.
Oh,
And they listen, they be like eyeliner, makeup, dawn, honey. But this is actually a very interesting story that Beezus brought to my attention. I didn't hear anything about this, but you all should see. I just shared here by way of AP News. The Recording Academy CEO responds to BTS's decision to not submit to Grammys. So let's get into it. Recording Academy CEO Harvey Mason Jr. has responded to the news that K pop powerhouse BTS will not submit their music for consideration at the forthcoming 2027 Grammy Awards. I am saddened to hear that BTS has chosen not to participate in the Grammy Awards process this year, but as a music creator, I understand and respect their decision, Mason Jr. wrote on the Grammy's official Instagram page. On Wednesday, all seven BTS members, RM, Suga, J Hope, Jimin, V, Jungkook, and Jin, shared the same note on Instagram stating they would not be submitting their comeback album, Our Rerang, or its songs for Grammys. We hope our music can be heard and loved for what it is rather than being divided by region or language, they wrote just over a month after the Recording Academy announced five new Grammy categories, which include Best Asian Pop Music Performance. According to the rule book, the category recognizes releases across K pop, J pop, C pop, and beyond. But some fans viewed it as a racialized barrier for Asian performers. In his statement, Mason Jr. stated that the new category was created in order to celebrate more voices in the Asian music industry, not to separate those artists from other awards. I do want to clarify something that seems to be getting lost in the conversation. The Asian pop category was created to celebrate the depth, diversity, and extraordinary growth of pop artistry coming out of Asia, he wrote. More categories mean more artists' work is recognized. It's never to divide, but to expand who is recognized by our 15,000 Grammy voters. He added a reminder that submitting in a genre category, such as the new Asian Pop Award, does not exclude an artist from submitting to the general field categories like album, song, and record of the year. Recognition in a genre category and recognition in the general field are not mutually exclusive, Mason Jr. said. An artist can absolutely pursue both. BTS has never won a Grammy, though they've been nominated for five, three times in the Best Pop Duo Group Performance category, as well as Album of the Year for their contribution to close.
Auntie. Oh.
What happened?
Auntie's mic went out mid sentence. Well, we're having a bit of technical difficulties, but
Are
it
you
should be
okay,
resolved
Auntie?
shortly. Auntie, are you okay?
Honey, are you okay? Are you okay, Auntie?
That's
No,
hilarious.
no, don't trim this part. We're artistes. We're sensitive.
About our shit.
That's right.
Look here. But no, they're right. And I'm glad they're standing up for that
So it
because
does
just like
separate then.
yeah, and they parsed out just like they did when Beyonce won in the motherfucking country album. All of a sudden, now there's a whole new category. Bitch, fuck y'all. No, I don't believe that to be true. No, you want to put them in a box over there and not mix them into mainstream with the rest of everybody else. Fuck y'all.
Because
Man,
that's
Correct.
what
I
they
need people to
doing.
stop going to that shit.
And
They
not only that,
doing.
but they're famous enough and have so much of a following that that would definitely impact something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they're
They
doing
have a
mainstream music. I mean, it's not like it's music that we don't hear over here in America. Like, come on now.
no American kids. There's a lot of
Love them.
K-pop American kids out
Yeah,
here.
yes, yes, indeed. Adults too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
I apologize, y'all. Y'all should be able to hear me now. I'm using the
Yes.
yes, we can hear you.
yes, but yeah, this we see right through it. Y'all want to sit here and say, "Oh, well, J-pop, K-pop, and C-pop, that gives," but they're not mutually exclusive. They could still apply to the general. No, they are general. Like, uh-uh. And I see right through this. This is absolutely racist. I don't care what reasoning. What's his name? Harvey Mason Jr. I don't care what the hell he's saying. This shit is racist as hell.
C pop is Chinese pop.
Yes, uh-huh.
Okay, that's the
And
first time I heard of
it's
it.
like Japanese pop,
Yeah, and
Korean
Korean.
pop.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I wasn't
And
sure
then they
about. I
just trying to
never
keep them
heard
over
C
there.
pop. I had never heard C pop before. I
Yeah.
was either.
No, they just trying to make it where they say, well, you just stay in your lane and you don't need to worry about coming over to the regular general side. That's what that was giving.
Which is crazy because, from my understanding, the songs that I've heard, I'm not like a K-pop fan, J-pop fan, C-pop fan like that. I do like certain things, like I think they're called GX, YX, something like that. But anyway, it's a girl group. Um, fuck, what was I about to say?
You like
Uh,
them.
oh, what was that? Fuck, I forgot. Anyway, what I think what I was going to say was, um, Isn't there words in English? Like a lot of the songs that I've heard are in English. So why would that be a
Yeah,
different than even if it's
they are.
called K-pop? Like it doesn't matter. That's just what it's the genre of music, but
Right.
and I get that, but like also it's pop music
It
Hmm.
is.
ultimately. And if they're playing on our radio waves, streaming waves, and all these waves, and they're in English, why would they have to separate that? That just doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. And that's what they saying. It don't make sense. And we ain't putting our shit in there for this. And I'm glad that they protesting. Because I really was really done with them when they did that. I said, oh, after Beyonce won country, now y'all gonna make a special country section. Like she just didn't make a whole ass country album.
What is
And
the
every
category?
huh?
What's the category that they
I don't
created?
remember, but let me see. Hold on,
Something Asian,
No,
wasn't it?
for Beyonce. You said they did a special category now after Beyonce got a
Oh, oh.
right.
It looks like is it best contemporary? So they added they have best traditional country album and best contemporary. They say and rename the existing category best contemporary country album.
Oh wow,
So, so
So
they
they
yep
Okay.
definitely
traditional.
Yeah.
separate from.
Traditional.
got it.
Yes. So this is I don't know what's making it, but they left the old name as Best Contemporary, or they changed it to that, and
Hmm.
then they made this separate traditional country album. What is traditional? What's that
To
supposed to
me,
mean?
I think
Trash,
people like Garth
stolen music.
Brooks
That's what that
and
means. It's stolen music.
people like that, Keith Urban. There are some country artists that are
Yes,
more contemporary. Trish Yearwood, they sing more
music that
contemporary.
uses classic song structure, lyrical styles, and standard
Right,
instruments like acoustic guitars, fiddles, banjos,
right,
steel
right.
guitars,
Stolen
and
music.
mandolins.
So,
Best contemporary, it says the new name for the old best contemporary album, country album, meant for modern genre bending country songs. Okay.
Yeah, stolen. All that goddamn stolen ass music that got all them fucking awards, and when the black lady want to do it now, it's a whole fucking new shit. Fuck everybody.
We got to rename everything. We just got to switch it up.
Yeah, I'm not being quiet on the creek. Fuck those fish.
Hmm. And we have a comment saying, "Watch, it's the Filipino bands who will join it because we'll take whatever is given." No, y'all, well, we not even letting y'all go out like that. Because this
Mm-mm.
is absolutely racist, and they are not trying to hide it.
I just got hip to Filipino pop, but she's an R&B girl, I guess. I don't know. I just got hip to her. I don't even know
You
her name, but she's
you
like
talking
a
about
R
Sailor?
maybe. I just saw her little video or whatever. She's cute or whatever. She could sing
No, I don't think you're talking about Sailor. I think I did see what you're talking about. It looked like they were out like outside and stuff, and like people were
on like a
dancing.
boardwalk or something.
Yeah, I did see that. I
Yeah.
forget her name too.
Yeah. She could sing or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
It was one of them BTS boys, and this is gonna be so inappropriate, y'all. I'm sorry, but it was one of this girl who I used to follow on Twitter had a major crush on him, and she wasn't the only one that I seen that. I don't think it was Jungkook or Jin. It was one of the BTS boys, but like I said, Auntie, please help Auntie understand the appeal because all I see is Jeannie Mai with a bob cut,
Oh
like.
my
Well,
god.
and I think it's the one that you're talking about. I think he's gay because I used to clip his little. They memed his ass. He would be at the things, and when I tell you he's giving gay energy, I don't know what to tell you. He was shading without even
Yes.
saying a word. I said, okay.
And the black girl on my time, she wanted to have his baby, honey. I'm like, oh,
Well,
okay.
well, you know this, that there are women who really lust after gay men.
Cause
There's
they
a
be
demographic.
fine. Not that I'm one of them, but they be fine, honey. Okay.
There's a demographic for women, straight women who like these gay men's now.
I mean,
I
I
woke up to that during my fandom stint. I said, "What? Y'all like him like that? Y'all want the gay dudes? Okay." I ain't know.
I'll just say art is for everybody. art is for everybody.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Sometimes it's just a piece of art, and that's okay to look at. Now you can't touch because the art is supposed to just be there for you to look at and not touch. Now
Look,
those
and
are the women
sometimes the
that
art don't even want
I
you, but
disagree
you
with.
know.
Yeah, well, the art is not for you technically. It's good to just, what I'm saying, for you to just
Admire it
look.
on the wall.
That's right. Not, it's okay to look at it. You know what I mean? Just don't touch it.
Amen. Oh shit, I was supposed to do that.
So the one whomever the one is that's up, so the third from the right, the taller one up there that's standing with the blonde hair, that's the one who they kept posting. I don't know his name.
Oh
But
no, they all look alike to me. Shit, I cannot. I would not be able to tell them apart.
yeah, because
I
that's the one,
mean,
because he
besides the
looks just like Jenny
haircuts.
Mai. He do. Y'all, let me pull up a picture of Jenny Mai. That he looked just like her. Like they
I
could
need a
be
close
brother and
up picture
sister.
on. I need a closer picture of him.
Okay, so let me
Let me
see if I could.
let me see if I still got my memes, because it might be the one with the reddish hair on the far right. If you're looking at the screen. Hold on, let me see. I need to be doing this work, but I'm about to try to look
It's
through this.
RM. That's who it is. RM. Okay, so I'm going to, and I think his real is it Kim Namjoon. I think that's his real name. Um, but helps. I'm going to show him first, and then I'm going to show Jenny Mai. So let me share my screen. Okay, so this is Kim Namjoon or RM from BTS. You all see this. Now let me go over to Jenny Mai. Tell me they don't look like twins. And I just find it real funny that we never saw him and Jeannie Mai in the same room together. But you know what? That's not my. That's neither here nor there.
Wait, I have to. Let me see if I can send you this gift, Auntie. Hold on.
I'm
I
gonna start
have to.
calling them the Jimmy My Boys.
Oh, Auntie, just what the
Look,
hell? Oh, there you go.
one of them K-pop fans like, all right, bitch, not too much.
Okay, Auntie, I just hopefully you can see the gift. I just sent it in our messenger chat. See if you can see that. I said the way he was shading without even saying nothing, and I was like, I'm sorry, he gets me gay. He don't want no two cat.
And you put it in the back chat on.
No, our message, our messenger, Facebook messenger.
Oh, okay, okay. Let me go get it.
See if you can see that. See if you can see that gift.
Oh, oh, no, girl. Yes.
Which one is that? Is that the which one was he? I can't even tell.
I'm not sure. But HUD, look, HUD, so you see how he's just so daintily sipped that straw? Ooh.
The way he did, he said, I ain't even gonna. I was about to say something, but I ain't. Let me just sip my coffee. I
Hold
love that gift so much,
I'm
so
gonna share
much.
my screen so y'all can see it too. Hold on. Y'all, look at that girl. Puss. Look how you sipped it. Yes. I know that's right. Yes, honey. Well, y'all, that was actually all the tea that I have for us today. So before we head out, I always like to ask my crew, did you all have any tea that you wanted to share or any tea that I might have missed?
I saw that Orlando Bloom has a girlfriend. Fuck Katy Perry. You ain't the only one that's got a new snatch. Hold
D-
on.
does he? Let me look this up.
Yeah.
Oh, and they just went Instagram official, honey. Ooh, so you
Hmm.
know it's for real. And her
Hmm.
name looks like it is
You know he like
Louisa.
models. Mm.
Louisa Lamel is her name. Let me pull up the article here. TMZ got an article about it.
I said good for Orlando, cause Katie was doing the most.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So Orlando and his much younger babe first sparked romance rumors back at the Super Bowl, where they could be seen hanging out together. Okay. Well, congratulations. She's a model. Oh,
Yeah. Yes. That's kind of what they like right there. Yeah. Uh-huh.
okay. Well, hey, girl, work. Look, we have a comment. Orlando sucking in that stomach. I know that's right. Look, skinty bitch, or the illusion thereof. Okay.
I
Thank you,
got
Jamila.
no problem. Oh yeah, Beyonce becomes the sole owner of Sir Davis. It's hers only. Let me see. That's my only little. I think that's all I got. That's all I
Cause that's how she rolled.
got. Okay.
Yeah.
Run me,
Beyonce,
Women in
send
male
us
dominated.
some.
I know. Women in male dominated fields. We love it.
we
We love
love
it.
it. Run me my check.
Now, B, I know I stay talking shit about your funny looking husband, girl, but I do love whiskey. And you know, if you send me some whiskey, I'll be drunk enough to not talk no more shit about him. So, I mean, I think it's a win-win, girl. So let's send us some Sir Davis, girl.
That's beautiful.
Look,
Beautiful.
I
I
do
gotta
love
try it. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, and I think when you can get it, I can't get it out here, so I gotta get it.
Really?
If I go, nah, it's not in every state, unfortunately.
Oh.
So next time I go to Florida, I think that's when I'm gonna grab it.
Oh no. I know it's in Texas. She's from here. It better be here.
Yeah,
I'll have to look next time I visit the Spirit Store. Some Sir Davis.
yeah. Actually, I hear it's really good.
I
So
hear that too.
Well, if Beyonce send us something, we'll all be able to, judge for ourselves. Beyonce, send us some damn Sir Davis, girl. Ain't nobody playing with you.
we
We
not
want
we not playing with you, girl.
we
We
want
not.
4 bottles.
We do. We absolutely do.
Well, thank you for that. Anybody else saw any other thing? I was actually browsing through TMZ. I didn't see anything like really worth talking about. So
No, I ain't got nothing else. That's the last all I had. That's all I had.
Real quick, two things about the WNBA. I know it might be loud in the background. Sorry, I'm driving. But one thing that they have in the news is that Sophie Cunningham, and I even hate to say her fucking name, had a whole fucking anti-trans rally outside of a game, and it caused some stir with the Storm coaching staff and I think that one of the co-owners actually went off on a couple of bitches outside. So they're suspended. Either coaching staff or co-owner, and they're suspended for 5 home games because they went off on some little bitches that had stupid ass signs up about anti-trans something or whatnot. And then the second thing is they're making a big deal of a friendly bet that Paige Beckers and Angel Reese um, they had it was like $400. They were in All Star Weekend, and they were talking about the next game that they played each other in. They put up 400 and or 200 a pop rather, and they were wagering on the game. And basically, betting on the game is a no-no. But someone I hadn't seen it, but someone had said that Caitlin Clark did the same thing and and no one mentioned anything or said anything about it. So I found that to be, I found that to be interesting. But I haven't seen Caitlin Clark's betting video or anything like that. The WNBA they posted it, and then the Page and Angel bet they posted it and then took it down and then issued an apology for it, saying that it just didn't align with their values, quote unquote. So yeah, that's all the news that I have. Yes, ma'am. Put it up on the jumbo. You
thank you for
got
that.
it.
Okay, because we like receipts at this show, honey. But yes, thank you for that. And like I don't know what's going on this side of the world unless one of y'all tell me. So, so thank you so much for that. And I did see like about the anti-trans rally. I saw that it was actually some some players that were actually wore T-shirts in support of trans people to counter that rally. So that was good to see.
Absolutely.
Why
And
is she doing that?
because Sophie is MAGA. That's why.
What a flat ass girl.
So someone said someone should post her face pre gender reaffirming. Ah, that shit was funny.
Well, she ain't got nothing to be proud of. If you saw her Sports Illustrated little samples, like the way they trying to push this girl, mm-mm, mm-mm. She built like an ironing board.
She
Yeah,
thinks
and
she's
it's just
cute.
yes, and she took a lot of shit too about LA. I guess she came out here for a game and she went on her live and was talking mad shit about like why would people move out here, and
Wow.
yeah, I think it was too liberal for her, is what I think it was.
Now, who is
Um,
this bitch?
WNBA
exactly.
player
Yeah, what's her name?
Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's on the fever, and Caitlin Clark is on the fever, and you know what? They have Kelsey Mitchell on there. There's a lot of black girls on the fever, so I don't understand that.
Yeah,
They were
why she
saying,
running her mouth?
right, they were saying that it caused some issue in the locker room, but
I bet.
ultimately, yeah, but ultimately, you know, the girls, black girls specifically, are professional, so they try to keep it professional. And,
Right.
you know, at the end of the game, there's a common goal to try to win a championship together, regardless of their beliefs or whatnot. Not that they support her in anything, but they have to, they're at work at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, right,
Mm-hmm.
right. She's on the team, so. But fuck
Mm-hmm.
her. Fuck her.
And caps, just so we're clear. And I'm not quiet on the creek because of this moment. See, this is why you can't be quiet on the creek all the time, because fuck those fish. But I love Saucy. That's where I got that from. Yay.
Yes, honey. No, because and we have to see. He's like quiet. He's saying quiet on the creek to about the fish and stuff like that, so he could go fishing,
No, I
or
know.
with DL men.
No, I
But
know. I know. I know. But sometimes you can't be quiet on the creek because fuck those fish. You know
exactly,
what I'm
not when it comes
saying?
to human rights, honey. We cannot be quiet on the
Correct.
creek about that.
Exactly. And, you know, I'm just disappointed because what happened was they had a post game interview on that specific game of that anti trans rally game. And there was someone on the side who was waiting for someone to ask that question, and she interrupted the interview. She didn't let the coach respond to the question, and she said that basically that we don't. That they didn't have anything to do with that. That the rally had nothing to do with Sophie. Basically, they backed Sophie up, and no one was allowed to address that. That was on the team nor the coach. So they said that that wasn't that they didn't know it was going to happen. But she pushed for that. That's something that she believes in. So I
Mm.
just think it's stupid.
And my thing is like, and people really need to, transphobic people should truly look at the numbers, especially like if you're black, because if this very small percentage of a group is easily discriminated against, baby, they coming for you next. So
Well, they already on our throats. I mean, can y'all not see that? I just said they trying to get rid of the Congressional Black Caucus. They have already come for the brown people. They've already done that. They've been coming for the trans people that whole time. They back on black folks because I remember when I was telling people go vote that they gonna be coming for you. I don't care what you think you hear. They gonna try and find a way to get your black ass up out of here. But y'all ain't want to listen to me. I was being hyperbolic and you know
I
whatever.
remember that, honey, because I was under your comments like, honey, I was like, what part of like the discrimination against immigrants says that Black Americans are safe? I'm just trying to see like how y'all really feel that y'all rights are set in stone. Like, okay.
Just like the Mexican stuff, it was gonna be the bad people. They need to get them people out of there. No, they're getting all y'all out of here. How about that?
And don't even get me started on them white Cubans, especially, honey, because they really the ones who like. I think the Latin community really need to have a sit down and have a like. Listen, we might
Well,
have to
we don't
call
know
Cuba.
them.
Oh,
Just so
see,
you know, we don't know them. And them
And
white Cubans over there
Argentinians.
are all regretting what they did. They went. There's a video out of these American Cuban people or wannabe. I don't know what the fuck. But there's these Cubans who were, I believe, in Florida, and they're farmers, they are builders, they are contractors, all these things, and now they get no money. And now it's because their pockets are being hurt is that they regret their vote. They said they regretted their vote, but you know what? And I said this prior. If I burn, as long as they burn, I don't care if I'm charred. Do you hear me? As long as they feel what they did, I will that satisfies me enough to get through tomorrow. Okay?
Okay, you're not lying. You're not lying. I want them to feel the pain. I know I'm gonna feel the pain. I know I am, but I really want you to see the rubbles at your feet. I really do. I do. I don't. I'm sorry. Y'all
damn
thought
right.
that shit was gonna be sweet.
I'm not sorry. I am not sorry. And I'm gonna tell you, this is my whole thing, right? There was what was it? Oh, there was a video out, another video out of this, like I think he's Brazilian or I don't know, he's a foreign guy. And he's out here in these streets, he's outside of LA, where he has been known to harass women while driving. If God forbid they get in front of him, they don't even have to be cutting him off. He just has this anger issue. And this is my whole thing, right? I am for ICE if they're going to do the right thing. Like that motherfucker needs to be taken into ICE custody. You're harassing women, you're punching them through the window, talking to them in your language, and chasing them down the goddamn street. You need to be arrested. And you need to have your papers looked at. That's the type of shit I'm looking at. But when they're arresting and killing naturalized citizens, people that have green cards and who are actually supposed to be here, and got lawyers and paperwork in the process doing the right fucking thing, that's when I have a problem. And Nolan Wells was murdered.
Yes, and
Hmm.
and the crazy thing is, damn, I turned around and saw. I thought they was gonna say announce that damn McConnell was dead, but it threw me off. But they still ain't did that shit.
Did you know that Carmelo Anthony's birthday is the same day? I'm sorry, Carmelo Anthony's hearing is on Nolan Wells' birthday. So the ancestors are working very hard.
mm, yeah, yeah, no. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Is that they use that whole premise of we're gonna get rid of the rapists and the killers. There's not even enough. There wasn't even. I knew that when they said it. There wasn't. There's not even. What do you mean? If it was overran by killers and murderers and drug dealers, we would feel it for real, for real. No, it's not. That's a lie. I was like, why y'all believe that
But there
bullshit?
are people who are over here illegally. There are because there are people who are here illegally. You know where
Yeah, there's
Germany,
white people here
yeah,
illegally.
and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
why those people ain't getting
Why visa holders come and stay over their visa all the goddamn time? Forever.
And what are these two things have in common, like the Sophie Cunningham incident and the you know notion that immigrants are dangerous and stuff and they need to be like sent out of here so fast? Like, what do these have in common? Just like what I was writing about the other day, where people use their hatred for one group to try and justify it. Because you see how this argument, oh well, what about the kids when it comes to gay and
You don't
trans
even
rights and
like
stuff?
fucking kids.
Exactly. What about the immigrants? Y'all don't even like immigrants. Y'all talk about now you want to all of a sudden protect them for like, oh, well, you know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
and the girl, please.
Hmm.
People really let their hatred like and I really feel like that's actually underestimated in society. Like people just don't realize because and I bring that up because I even seen when it comes to the gay argument. A lot of people say, "Oh well, if he sleeps with a lot, if he mistreats women, then he's gay." Well, it's like, no, baby, he's not gay. This man is a misogynist, and you need to be afraid of him. Like gay
What?
people.
What's that even logic even mean? What do you mean if he mistreats women? What?
I mean, the same argument that says a hypersexual man is gay, is hiding gay tendencies or whatever. The whole time he's sleeping with women, but they will swear out that, oh well, he likes men. Like, well, you keep telling yourself that, girl, why he knee deep in somebody else's pussy, that he's in the men, girl. And hope whatever helps you sleep at night. But no, these men are not gay. There are some instances, yeah, that some of them might be hot, but overall, no. So yeah, these people use their hatred against a group of people to make irrational decisions and do irrational things, and I'm not surprised by any of it. And it's only going to get worse if we don't keep pushing back. Well, y'all, thank y'all for that. I see, I love when discussions like this happen. This is why people be saying, see, this is why I like Auntie Derek Show. They be having real conversations. We do be doing that. So, well, anything else before we headed out that anybody wanted to add? I want to make sure, like, nobody.
No, I think we did it. I think we did it. We did it,
Well,
Joe.
we did it, Joe. Well, as always, thank you all for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. We will be back tomorrow, starting at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hopefully with a working mic. If you can make it. Don't forget to subscribe to a bitch. Head over to auntiederik.com, hit that big green subscribe button at the top left, and join my free mailing list and get those daily hugs in your inbox. And until tomorrow, I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, y'all, I don't